Well, hello there, and welcome to an evening in 10 Forward. How is everybody this evening? Well, we came straight off the back of another episode of Starfleet Academy, and we'll be talking about that this evening. I am currently solo, but I'm expecting some company later, perhaps. But it's absolutely fine, because we're going to take you through some more of that wonderful piece of TV history that came out on Thursday, the episode of Starfleet Academy, which I believe to be the worst so far. Hello Alia, buddy. Hello Stephen Bromby. Hello Guna. How are you guys? I do apologise. I am currently not feeling very well. I've bit of a chesty chest, and suddenly came down with this. It's very much a surprise to me. I came down with a cold yesterday, and so I was making the videos. Funny enough, I started feeling a bit scratchy in the throat. Maybe I've caught something from Starfleet Academy. RRTN said, hello, my friend. Welcome to the stream. It's so good to have you all here for yet another group therapy session. Fabius Polis, hello from Switzerland. Hello, my friend. It's good to have you here. I do apologise. I will be trying to keep the coughs and sniffs to a minimum. I understand it's an audio nightmare, especially when I'm ill. But did Starfleet Academy give you the lurgy, DM? Yes, I assume it did. It must have given me some form of Star Trek Discovery, perhaps, you know. Catch you all soon, Guna. Thank you for popping in, and hopefully Guna will be joining us later. We are going to go through the episode, and hopefully, Guna and I will get on to something a little bit more positive, because we both watched a show recently. I watched a show. It was a Guna recommendation. So we're going to be talking about that in a little short while. Of course, we have the news, the big news, certainly for me and anybody who is a fan of Ronald D. Moore and the work that he has done in Star Trek and post-Star Trek. We obviously have For All Mankind Season 5 that will be coming out, I believe, March 27th. So that is absolutely something to look forward to, something that me and Watch Nerd in particular are very much looking forward to. It's going to be interesting, really, because the first 4 seasons were out by the time I got round to watching this show, and it was absolutely phenomenal. So I've not had to wait for a new season, so the new season's coming, and I highly recommend, if you haven't watched For All Mankind, it is a superb show. It is brilliant, and it's very much in keeping with the spirit of great sci-fi. On the other hand, we have Starfleet Academy, which is, again, as I say, blurted out a 3rd episode. I'm beginning to feel that this show is not even worth doing for YouTube. It's so shockingly bad that I feel that if I were to continue doing it, which I am going to, of course, I made a promise to everybody, I feel like I'm going to lose a little bit of myself as the season progresses, because things are just getting ridiculous now. Now, I want to talk a little bit about, before we get into the episode, I do have all the stills from when I did the video. I want to talk a little bit about Starfleet Academy, the concept of Starfleet Academy. So you have the Federation. The Federation is, I believe, the main character in almost every single Star Trek show. Why do you keep torturing yourselves? It's that Ami. I'm just going to say Ami, mate. I struggle with names from this distance. Welcome to the stream. Why do you keep torturing yourselves? For awareness, my friend. I'm trying to make everybody aware of my thoughts on this show. That's why I do reviews anyway. how can I put this? I'm not torturing myself. I'm allowing or enabling you guys not to torture yourselves watching it. So, RRTNZ with the super chat already. Oh, bless you, my friend. As the bard wrote in Richard III, let us spit upon the ground and tell sad stories of the death of Star Trek. Or he might have, if he was alive today, my friend. Thank you so much for that. That's very much appreciated. Wow, fantastic. Thank you. Is that Juana Cruz? It's Kurtzman's fever dream, and I don't want to watch it. No, I can't fault you. I can't fault you because there's so many examples of why this show and other Kurtzman shows aren't even close to Star Trek. Okay, they don't resemble Star Trek. Star Trek is much bigger than the creators of the show, than the actors in the show. It's this worldwide phenomenon that's been around for 60 years this year. This is the anniversary. And they don't get it. They don't understand. Prime example of something they don't get, and they don't really care about Star Trek. Obviously, Kurtzman has said in interviews that Star Trek is not a priority for him. What he wants to do is use Star Trek as a platform to spread his political messaging. And he's outright come and said that. He's outright come out and said that. Okay, his priorities are not Star Trek, and they're not us, the fans. Okay, and like a classic narcissist, he believes that he's in the right, and he believes that we are in the wrong. That we never really understood Star Trek. There's a lot of gaslighting out there. There has been for many years, but with the release of this show, there's so much more. You never understood Star Trek. Star Trek's always been woke. Yeah, all of that nonsense. So, I don't see it as torturing myself. I see it as... I don't really see it as taking one for the team either. I see it as I'm just putting my point of view out there, hoping to get across to some people just how bad this is. And I know that there are people who are curious about the show but don't want to watch it. And that's why they come to YouTube. Now, I'm a very small YouTuber, okay? However, I've seen a surge in subscribers recently, which is absolutely fantastic. Watch Nerd is in the house. Nice baseball cap DM. Thank you very much, Watch Nerd. I do miss talking to you and Zell. But however, it's great to have you in the chat. Starfleet Academy is obviously Kurtzman's latest, and I think I was on another point, but let's just move on. Star Trek Academy is Kurtzman's baby. He doesn't really know it. He doesn't really know about Star Trek. He just wants to succeed, and he wants people to love the stuff. But obviously, people don't love it. It's been massively criticised across the internet. Now, the AI chatbots and everything, they're keeping up with social media, and they're saturating these groups with positive messages. But an awful lot of the messages that have come through the official Star Trek Facebook groups have been overwhelmingly negative and remain that way. Back to my original point, Starfleet, the Federation, okay? In Star Trek, Federation has been its own separate character. And it's been an organization that promoted hope from hopelessness. It promoted unity. It promoted cooperation. But it was a very mature organization. I don't want to get into the whole, oh, it's a utopia, utopias don't work kind of thing, and how do we get there, and all of that sort of stuff. If you accept the premise as it is, Starfleet is an organization that is generally considered to be a positive force in the future. Now, the Federation in New Trek is pretty much like just any modern day governing body. It's suspicious, it's dark, it's nihilistic, and it's ultimately corrupt. And that's what New Trek has portrayed the Federation as being, massively corrupt, with many many traitors within the Federation. So I suppose that where I'm going with this is Starfleet Academy in itself is a good idea. It's a good idea for a show. I always thought it was. I thought if it was handled correctly and if the adults were mature, adult characters were mature, and the kids looked up to them and they had something to learn, I thought, well, we'd seen that concept run so much in Star Trek anyway. You could easily pull off a Star Trek Academy style show in the original 5 series. Absolutely 100% you could have done that. However, it would have been a very different show because of the general positive outlook of Star Trek. Star Trek doesn't have that anymore. Star Trek's under a different umbrella now. It's got different creative forces, and say creative forces behind it. And it just doesn't work as a show. Because they don't really understand what Star Trek fans want. And then this show, they've said, was never aimed towards Star Trek fans. It was aimed towards this invisible audience that is out there somewhere. Apparently. You know, all 5 of them. And so, yeah, I would say that, and I've said this before, a Starfleet Academy show would work if it was set and if it was created back when the original 5 seasons of television were going. It's a problem with many showrunners these days. It's how they killed the Wheel of Time too. Yeah, they killed the Wheel of Time, Doctor Who, Star Wars, many other shows as well. Fabius, zero world building, or does SB know who is part of the Federation now and who is not? The Orion Syndicate, the Ferengi, and the copy-paste Elorians, the extinct Sherons, and some human leftovers. Yeah, it's bizarre, isn't it? Because although Starfleet had a diversity of different species that were, you know, in the show or in the shows, it had all this diversity of species, but it remained primarily a human organization because the Federation was founded by humans. And you saw a lot of, although you saw a lot of diversity, that was the one anchor that they had. Now, of course, Starfleet Academy is, you have to play a game of Spot the Human. Why does Kurtzman Trek keep thinking that Starfleet is the Federation and the Federation was the government and Starfleet was... Yeah, the Federation was the government and Starfleet was the military and exploratory branch. Yeah, they can't get the facts straight. And we're going to go through some images very shortly. I'm going to bring up the stills from the episode because they're very telling about they don't get Star Trek. They don't understand Star Trek. They don't even animate the scenes properly to within the lore of the universe itself. So now that I've prattled on a little bit about Starfleet Academy, let's really get into it. I'm going to move myself down to this corner. Hello. And I'm going to pull up the slides that I've taken. Okay. Now, Paramount Plus. Oh, how the mighty have fallen. The mightiest of mighty have fallen. Paramount Plus. Right, I want to start. Okay, I want to start with the 60th anniversary. Why are there Sherons in this show? Didn't they go extinct in TOS? Yes, they did, but they don't care, you see. They don't actually give a shit about canon, about lore. No, it's fine. Neither am I, Stephen. He's not up to date with or up to speed with TOS. But yeah, you're absolutely right. They did. I'm not up to speed with TOS. Starfleet Troopers. Here we go. Yeah. If they want to understand real fans, they just need to watch the documentaries Trekkies 1 and 2. Yeah, Johnny Propane, I would also say that perhaps they should do what some other smaller creators have done and visit YouTube. Get some opinions. Stop, taking things damn personally. I'm going to move Cartman out of the way. Cartman's in the background. I'm just going to move him over. And give us a bit more room to see this absolute detritus here. Stream management is all professional here. Oh, I'm disappearing. Ah. No, anyway. Excuse me. Right, yes. So the opening little sequence that they do for the 60th. Now, New Trek do this all the time. They do this with everything. Antiderivative Jill and her viewers have just joined. Say hello, everybody. Jill and her audience. Thank you so much, Jill, for sending your audience. That is so much. It's so nice. If you don't know who Jill is, feel free to check out the link in the description. Her channel is superb and such a lovely lady. Such a lovely lady. So let's get into this. Yeah, the intro. Right. So we've got all the key Federation ships from all the series. Okay, so let's run through them. We've got obviously the original Enterprise, and it all the ships going into warp, and it's showing them going into epileptic warp. Yeah, that's what I dubbed this effect, the warp effect that they do, which I think is just plain stupid. It's epileptic warp. It sends you into a seizure every single time. Got the Enterprise D. There it is, looking, I suppose, like the Enterprise D. You got the Defiant there, which is, you know, it's always nice to see that back on the screen. Then we got Voyager, and this is part of the reason why I say they don't really know Star Trek. They don't understand it. They don't even care about getting things screen accurate. Because points for anyone in the chat who can tell me what's wrong with this picture. This picture of the Voyager, for example. What's wrong, I wonder? Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. It's double jeopardy time. What's wrong with this picture? Nacelles. Thank you very much, Warner Cruz. You're absolutely right. The nacelles, yeah, the nacelles. They're not in the upward position. They are flat because someone just animated that ship with its warp nacelles down, probably having seen that one scene from The Gift, the Voyager episode The Gift, where Kes propels them, and gone, ah, look, it's the ship's at warp. No, the nacelles are down. They don't move. Absolutely un-effing believable. That's the problem I have with Kurtzman Trek. Now, you think back to the original creators and designers of all the original shows. Your Rick Bermans, your Michael Okudas, your Andre Bermanis, you know, your oh my god, my mind's gone blank. Just this is the makeup guy. Michael Westmore. You know, all of these creatives that were involved, especially the Okudas, okay? Michael Okuda, Denise Okuda. Two wonderful, wonderful, wonderful people who created technical manuals, fact files, companion books, everything for these shows, okay? Explaining exactly how the technology worked. Exactly how the technology worked. Every single step of the way. I've got the technical manuals. I've got the DS9 one, the Next Gen one. I've even got the original series technical manual. Yes, they did do one for the original series. I've got all of these things, and each and every single piece of media tells you exactly how the damn thing works, how the ships operate, what systems they use to counteract the effects of the technology that they're using. They designed the LCARS interface as well, I believe. Yes, they did. The Okudas designed the LCARS. I've had the LCARS as my opening. I love the LCARS design. And it's why I kind of liked the visual style of Picard Season 3, if you get past all the dark sets and everything. I think the LCARS is a gorgeous way to show Star Trek and to show the world of Starfleet and the technology. All this modern crap where they're flinging menus about and displays about, and the displays emanating from the comm badge like they've got some personal freaking laptop screen. No, it's crap. I hate it. Give me LCARS, a basic interface. And I think Dave Cullen made the point a few years back when he said, how do these people not get headaches from having to see all this artificial crap? The Okudas are legends. I have their encyclopedias. I've got the Star Trek encyclopedia. It's in this unit that I rest my laptop on right now. It's right there. It's full colour. It's beautiful. It's like the extended edition. I've got the original as well, but when they released the full colour one, I sat there reading it for days. I love it. Okay, so we got the NX-01. Again, nice to see that they're at least somewhat got it in there. Nacelles are, funny enough, in the position that the Voyager nacelle should be in. And then we got the Star Trek 60 with the crappy Athena ship coming out of the 60. It's so lame. It's so wank. Kurtzman's got a foot fetish, or why are feet omnipresent in episode 3, off in the middle of the screen? I know, and they decorated her feet with something as well. She had like this chainmail over it or whatever it is. Screens blowing up in people's faces when ships get hit is Star Trek standard. Yes, yeah, it is. Yeah, that's just debris, right? We all. I remember making silly little Star Trek movies with my mate, and we always used paper as debris, and we'd always throw it out. Oh, it's fantastic, so much fun. But yeah, it's a Star Trek staple. Plasma conduits running behind consoles. Boom, someone's getting plasma burns. Okay, so crappy episode begins, and it opens up, and you've got shall we just call him Master Dickhead? Master, I can't really spell this early, I suppose. What shall we name him? I don't remember his name, because you can't remember his name, because no one's name is memorable in this. I only remember Genesis because I had to go and find the fucking clip from Voyage Home. I think Voyager was the only ship to use variable geometry nacelles. They kind of forgot about them. Yeah, they just didn't forget about them. They just didn't care. They don't care. They just slap things together. If you're doing an opening tribute to 60 years, 6 decades of a franchise, you want to make sure that shit is right, yeah? You want to make sure that is absolutely spot on and it's screen accurate. Ridiculous. So you've got what did it refer to them as? I can't really. No, it's too early to swear. But you got A-hole 1 and A-hole 2. This is A-hole 1. And my daughter's messaging me, bless her. Again, she's probably watching the stream. I'm not ignoring you, darling. I'm in the middle of an internet stream. And he's doing his Rocky thing, and he's training very hard to be the best. He's got his, lightsaber skipping rope, his futuristic skipping rope. Why he can't just have skipping rope, it's anyone's guess. And he's got to be up early, and he's got to be up first, and he's got to be the best. And best of best, and he's dictating a letter to his parents saying, "This is my schedule, this is my routine, this is how hard I'm working. Aren't you proud of me?" Oh, by the way, if you are watching and you haven't yet liked the stream, could you please hit that like button? That helps boost the stream up, get it out to more people. Subscribe to the channel if you are new here. Yeah, so he's working out, and there he's terribly constipated. He's going, oh shit. He's either constipated or he's just done his backing. Either way, it's not a good look. Yeah, that's why it will never really be Star Trek. It's Trek in name only. It's Star Trek. It's an imposter wearing a Star Trek skin. That's what I say. I mean, it's inexplicable. Yeah, he's working out. Anyway, is asshole 2, Caleb. He's asleep because he's lazy and bone idle, and he don't want to do anything. He just wants to find his mum. Probably dreaming about his mum right there. I mean, that just seems really unnecessary and quite uncomfortable. I mean, I'm a lazy git sitting on the couch, but yeah, that just seems a bit much. So yeah, he's still working out, and he's got to be up first, and he starts walking out, and he runs into Genesis. So he's running into Genesis, and he's saying, "Well, hang on a minute, you're up first. How are you up before me? I'm always the first up, because I have to be the best." My daughter's just messaged me. "I'm watching your stream. Please swear." And the other one agrees. My kids, tell you, crazy kids. I can't really swear too much, my darling. It's very early in the stream. So yeah, he's confused as to why Genesis is up so early, because she's awesome and he's not, and he's quite upset about that. Anyway, they have this useless conversation, and then we come to the training segment with the Femhadar in being the gym teacher. Now, I'm not being mean, I'm not being cruel, but she's rather large, and it seems that she doesn't really go to the gym very much. I would love to see her do half of the stuff. I really would. War College are there, and Starfleet Academy are there, and robots are there, giving all sorts of encouragement. Yowza. War College are, well, I don't even know how to describe them. They're just like, I would say that they're more like the Makos, to be fair, from Enterprise, but they're all a bunch of idiot kids anyway, so it doesn't really matter. That guy looks like he's visiting his doctor for a checkup, and I wouldn't want to be in his shoes. Bruce Lee was one of the early adopters of EMS, integrating it into his training regimen to enhance muscle performance and recovery. Wow. I'm betting Genesis is the daughter of the Admiral who you keep seeing talking to Holly Hunter's character. What, Vance? Admiral Vance? Yeah. Maybe. I don't remember if he ever had a daughter. I didn't really pay much attention to Star Trek Discovery. Competition, Klingon, Beta Klingon, a Femhadar, we'll just call her Femhadar. She calls them all Starfleet maggots, which I think is probably not, what's she doing, channeling the fucking Sarge? Starfleet maggots, yeah. Way to encourage young kids. You maggots. Oh, I can't really do any impressions. I'll end up having a coughing fit. Anyway, Betazoid, lady from previous episode who met Caleb. She's part of the War College. They have a bit of a climbing competition, and Caleb wins, of course, because, well, he's the best of 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 the best. So much the best, he'd beat Eric Roberts. Well, War College guy loses, and the other War College cadets, I suppose you could call them, they berate him. It's all really boring. It's like, a lot of this is really dull. Betazoid lady, she's probably at this point getting rather turned on by seeing all these strapping young men in their biceps. Oh yeah, look, she's definitely getting turned on. The Femhadar character, just for a minute. The Femhadar character, I actually... I think she has the best dialogue in this show, aside from calling them Starfleet maggots. She actually has the best dialogue. She's not the best character. I don't think she's not a very good character at all, but she definitely has the best dialogue. It's just very annoying. Or waiting in line to have their boob scanned, or the breast scanned, or whatever it is. Maybe it's a mammogram, I don't know. Oh, that character. We'll get to her in a little while. I cannot fathom who this show's made for. And the music's really dumb. And I want to know who this guy is. You can't see my mouse cursor, but I think you know who I'm talking about. What the hell? Apparently, Carrot Top escaped the Earth and just made a race. Just trying to catch up with the chat as well. Oh yes, they didn't just have the budget to CGI the Enterprise D landing on a planet. Yeah. They seem to be mashing together Star Wars Starship Troopers and then putting Star Trek skin on it. Yeah. In all fairness, I did laugh at her shenanigans line. What is it? If they shenaned once, they'll shenan again. I laughed at how silly it was. And how very... I mean, like I say, she does have a lot of the, best lines, I think. Boy, oh boy. I mean, this is all just teen crap. The Klingon's a nightmare. He's an absolute nightmare. This is stuff a nightmare. So someone hits Caleb with a ball. It's a war college douchebags, and there's a Vulcan there, and he's trying to be funny. And to me, that just isn't a Vulcan. Doesn't even look like a Vulcan. And in New Trek, Vulcan ears are always splayed out like this, aren't they? They're like, I don't remember them being that bad. Carrot chin. Why do holograms wear underwear? RNTN said. Why do they need to have showers? The holo character is a walking continuous logic fail. Yeah, because they put zero thought into this show. They don't think about it. They can't even maintain continuity within their own show, let alone anywhere else. Absolutely ridiculous. This Romulan, she is by far the most... She's by far the worst... No, I don't know how do I put this. I mimicked her laugh. She has a really annoying laugh, and they don't know how to write these characters. They don't really know how to write these species. It's ridiculous. And she's getting in the face of someone that's probably twice her size. It's hilarious. It's just rivalry, boring rivalry. Nobody gives a crap. I'm trying to be funny because I'm a Vulcan, and I'm just naturally funny, apparently. You got little dweeb brother of the Beta Z girl. I can't even remember her name. I'll call her Miss Broccoli for now. Yeah, she's like, get in line, maggots. Yeah, all right. So, they're in the showers, and, hologram. Yeah, fine. Okay, she's a hologram, and she needs to be in different clothes. Fair enough, whatever. I'm not even going there. I've slept with this person, says this bloke here, and I've slept with 3 people. I've nailed them. Remember Star Trek? Remember what Star Trek used to be? I remember what Star Trek used to be. I mean, she looks like Minnie Mouse. It's baffling. Anyway, they all get transported. Let's move on. They all get transported. They all pop out of there, and they get beamed into the main foyer and classrooms and stuff in the nude, because it's all so fucking funny. And it's the beginning of a prank war. So the hologram falls in the water, and for some reason has trouble breathing. She's a hologram. This guy falls down the stairs. Seems like a very dangerous prank to pull on someone, transporting them at the top of a flight of stairs so they can fall down and break their fucking neck. I mean, really? Come on. Unbelievable. 27 of you in the stream. Don't forget to hit that like button if you're enjoying it so far. We'll have someone in later to discuss this further, hopefully. Klingon lands on his feet because he's, well, apparently still a Klingon. I don't think he's a Klingon to begin with. But everyone gets beamed into the foyer, and it's very embarrassing. Then the War College kids, they leave them a little message saying, we are starting a prank war on you because we are so funny, and this is what the entire episode is going to be about. We're pranking you, la-di-la-di-la. And then the Romulan swears, So, you know, sticks her fingers. Although this guy's got Cheerios or breakfast cereal on his arm because he fell on the table where they were all eating, and it was really, 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 really funny. Ha 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 ha. Right, so that's the credits over. I mean, you know, come on, credits. What the hell? The flowers and stuff. I haven't talked about the credits yet because the credits are shit. They're absolute crap. They really are. They try to be so highbrow, bless them, but they're not. So, Lapling, Starfleet Academy, United Federation of Planets. Jesus. Then we get the Starship Trooper style. Do you want to know more? Join the Federation. I'm doing my part. I'm doing my part. I'm doing my part. That sort of shite. Absolute crap. Yeah, they copy everything in this show. Everything is just copied. There's nothing original. There's nothing new. It's always, have you seen this before? Well, that's it. We're going to put it in Star Trek. Physical side of this one made me laugh. Mental. There you go. That's exactly... they're very self-aware, aren't they? Mental. Yeah. Because that is one mental captain. Are you listening? Listening? Would you like to know more? Yeah, exactly. I always find that really funny. Would you like to know more? Why does the Academy look like a tacky cruise ship interior? Yeah, I never understood that either. It's ridiculous. Absolute joke. Yeah, I have to excuse me. I'm struggling to breathe at the moment, so I know I'm fairly low energy. I'll try and pep up a little bit, but I am struggling. Spiritual. I mean, yeah, okay, fine. Physical, represented by the gym. Mental, represented by the absolute lunatic who's the Chancellor of the Federation. Spiritual, playing chess. Playing chess. I mean, really? Spiritual, playing chess? I find it a deeply spiritual experience moving those chess pieces. I mean, physical, mental, intellectual, perhaps, but oh no, everyone's got the combined IQ of a fucking potato. They literally... oh, yes, I know. I mentioned that in my review video, Ami. They literally ripped off the backhand basketball shot from Alien Resurrection. Yeah, they did. If they can transport a haircut and a uniform, why do they have shoulder bags? Yeah, exactly. So many plot holes. At least you've recovered from your laughing fit from last week, DM. Oh my god. I don't think I can't do it this week. I cannot get into a laughing fit. It would be too costly. You'd just see me coughing up on the floor. I couldn't do it. Mental, so on the nose, yeah. Not even three-dimensional chess, just regular chess. Yeah, exactly. Ridiculous. And then she's asking the question, was the narration really stupid? And we're all going, yes, it was. I can literally feel my anger building. Oh, stay calm, my friend. We're in this together. Perhaps it's spiritual because of the bishop in chess. Fuck. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, try not to make me laugh, guys. That's just really going to hurt. I'll try this really kind of laugh, not to end up getting in a coughing fit. That's really funny. Yeah, the bishop. Very good. We're coming up to the shenanigans moment. She just sits really lazily. It's like, how has she not got back problems? She's, what, 400 years old? How has she not got a bad back? Oh, dear. Yeah, Fabius did it. Yeah, you did, mate. You got me. You made me cough my guts up, so there you go. She puts a record on the Jem'Hadar saying, yeah, we don't want a prank war. We want to be professional, don't we? And the audience is going, yes, we want you to be professional. And she's going, no, 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 I don't think the kids are going to, I don't even need to be professional, do you? And then she sits back down, or whatever the hell that is. I mean, Jesus Christ. And then we get, there we go, gratuitous foot shot. Fucking hell. How is this show still going? Having a conversation, you know, about, I want to let the kids be kids and let them do pranks. She's like, well, I don't really get it because, you know, what lesson are they going to learn being allowed to do the pranks? I trust you and I trust you to make the right decision, yada, yada, yada. And she's just talking through her teeth. And someone mentioned to me that Holly Hunter's gotten dentures and that's why she struggles. It's like, well, yes, but why would you not just, you're a professional actor or actress or actor, I don't know what you're supposed to call them nowadays. Why don't you just get coaching? Why don't you get speech coaching? Yeah, I mean, come on, who fucking, you would get a bad back sitting like that, for God's sake. At least in episode 3, Holly Hunter did most of her scenes lounging. Yeah, for God's sake. I mean, it's just stupid. Absolutely stupid. I had hoped that wasn't going to be her shtick, but now it looks like we get the barefoot flopping around her captain. Yeah, and when she falls into that chair later on, it's just like, you are so lazy. It's actress. Yeah, I mean, I got told off once for calling female actors actresses. I was like, why? Sure, whatever. I'm not keeping it. Oh, we've got another great scene. I'm laughing on the inside on this one. Oh, look at that. Fantastic. I get all the great stills. Look at that. Phenomenal. Oh, damn it. Oh, damn. Oh, that's hilarious. Oh, she's really enjoying that chair, guys. She's really enjoying that chair. Oh, that casting was a choice to have been the fly on the wall. I'm so sorry for coughing up, guys. I know it must be very loud, so I do apologise. Right, moving on. Oh God, everything's so stupid. It's all so stupid. Jesus. Right. Genesis is like, oh, we were completely naked. Well, it's like, no, you weren't naked. This is so odd. Yeah, tell me about it. We've got to get them back. We've got to bring them back. And she's saying, no, you've got to learn patience. You've got to be patient. Have I found another? I think I've got another still there. Look. Oh, look at that. What a face. I should put them all in a collage. What I find upsetting is the morons who turn up to defend this BS. One told me Hunter's character was a badass bitch. Humanity's doomed. She's not badass. Oh, I'd love to hear the justification for that. I still admit that Genesis is very attractive. Yeah. I can see that. I can see that. The actress is very pretty. It's just too bad the character sucks. And the writing sucks, and the direction sucks, and everything sucks. Yeah, we need to get them back. Blah, blah, blah. She's saying they need to be patient, and then she shows them a talking plant. I'm not even joking. Look, that plant talks. It's like a parrot plant. What is a Genesis? Genesis is the smaller Starfleet Academy cadet in this show. She's the one that wants to be the captain. Genesis! Yeah, that one. So, yeah, that's basically, to cut a long story short, that's going to be the revenge plot device, is the plant. And apparently, all you got, it's a very complex thing to be able to have to grow this plant. Or what you've got to do is you've got to stick it in soil and water and feed it. It's bizarre. My issue isn't the actors. As always, it's the kindergarten level of writing that annoys me with New Trek. Yeah. Yeah, kindergarten level, absolutely. Janeway was 100 times more badass than Holly Hunter's. Janeway captained his ship with burns over 60% of her body and rammed it into another ship during the Year of Hell. Yeah, exactly. They won't get these actors doing that, though. So, yeah, to go and take the plant, it'll make fun of you. Ha ha ha, we're having a big, huge laugh. It's so funny. And so stupid. I mean, this is a prank war, for fuck's sake. This is Star Trek! Come on, Star Trek! And got over 30 viewers. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining. If you haven't already hit that like button, hit that like button if you're enjoying this stream. If not, you must have a degree of nihilism in you, which I can respect. But, you know, hey, likes help. Yeah, they're still planning it. The Klingon goes, you know, that prank was stolen. It wasn't an original prank. And which is ironic because this show steals everything. It's not original at all. Is she still in her bathrobe? RRTNZ! Wow, with another super chat. It was King Theoden of Rohan at the Battle of Helm's Deep who summed up this show when he said, "What can men do against such reckless cringe?" Oh, RRTNZ, you are too kind. Thank you so much, my friend. And, yeah, you're absolutely right. See, King Theoden was, now that was a bloody series. We did it twice last year. We did it in the theatre, me and UK Danger Wife. We did it in the theatres, in a very cramped theatre. They spat out my coffee. I can't laugh. I really want to laugh so hard, but I'm really, really hesitant. Yeah, we did it in theatre. It was a marathon with all the extended editions of Lord of the Rings. It was phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. But my God, did I feel my age? It was very cramped and uncomfortable. It was a very long day, and my knees were. I was in pain for days after it, but it was so worth it. Seeing it again on this big screen was amazing. And then we did it over the Christmas period. We did it with the lad. Did a day's marathon, and funny enough, during that I actually made the meme videos that I started doing over Christmas. Yada 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 yada. Oh my God, the stills get better and better. Look at this. Oh yeah, I could put together an album, couldn't I, for all the stupid faces that they pull. Just from stills. Okay, so yeah, she's dancing. She's showing them how to grow plants with soil and food and water, and you know, just in case they were absolutely so pissant dumb that they couldn't figure it out for themselves. Right, so this is the moment, I believe, where Stephen Colbert comes on the tannoy and says some character's name and goes, "Your Talaxian furfly is attempting to mate with a beaker." A beaker. Fucking unbelievable. Just another watch now, a £10 super chat. Oh, my darling, you didn't need to do that. Thank you so much. Thank you. Oh, you're amazing. Thank you very much. Much obliged. Thank you. Bless her. I can't wait to get you back on the stream and start talking about For All Mankind. Wait, this episode was about pranks? Seriously? Watch that. I'm not even close to joking. Feel free to watch the review. It is a prank war. That's it. All of this, everything I've showed you so far, it's just prank planning. And yeah, Stephen Colbert about the Talaxian furfly. Fucking unbelievable. Yeah, we're actually getting close to it now. Watch Nerds. You might want to see this if you haven't already. You won't believe it. You won't believe it. I don't really care about what they're talking about. It's ridiculous. It's stupid. The Klingon is just being stupid. They're being stupid. Here we go. Here we go. We're getting into it now. We're getting into the meat of the matter. This is now the best of the best, everybody. This is the best of the best. I mean, I'm lost for bloody words. I really am genuinely lost for words. This is the best of the best. This is what the best that Starfleet can get their hands on in the 32nd century. She's trying to lick soil, stones, whatever you call them. I mean, so far we've had an ensign that somehow managed to swallow her comm badge, and then we've got this. What was the creative choice behind this? What was the point of this? What is happening to Star Trek? Well, this isn't Star Trek, but what's happening just to basic civilized television at this point? This is the standard. This is just complete and utter retardation. It's absolutely ridiculous. It's like why even put this in? This is bizarre. And I can hear my daughters laughing upstairs. I've just seen that. Absolutely bizarre. I guarantee you, in OG Star Trek, if there had been someone who managed somehow to get past the rigorous tests and evaluations that you have to go through to get into Starfleet Academy, had made it through that and demonstrated that behaviour, they would have been out on their arse and in a psych ward before the end of the day. It's the year 3000, after a couple thousand of those chubby chubbies. It's why they're like this. How do holograms even have taste buds? One of the things in Voyager, Doctor never having tasted anything before because he took over Seven and Nine's body. Exactly. Oh, she's so sophisticated. She could win that game. She's basically invulnerable and can turn herself completely, physically phased, so stuff can pass through her. And the trials and the tryouts for whatever stupid twatting game they've come up with, she could easily win. She could walk across that battlefield with stuff going through her, get to the end and ring the bell. She could win it. But she doesn't. You know why? Because the writers haven't actually thought about anything. They just write these characters and they're so dumb. The writers are so dumb. They're so stupid. Absolutely impermeable. Yeah. Or permeable. Whatever it is. Absolutely ridiculous. Written a character. Oh, let's make her a hologram. Shall we make her a hologram? Yeah, we'll make her a hologram. Oh, there won't be any plot holes with that, will there? No. Unfucking believable. Way worse than Discovery. Just as mindless, but somehow worse. Yeah. Absolutely unreal. Yeah, and the look on their faces is just like, oh, you're kidding me, ain't you? She's licking dirt again. That's the standard we've got. Talky bollocks. Don't give a crap. Let's move on. Talky bollocks. Right. This is the game. It's like laser tag, but it's a simulation. Okay, the Femhadar and Jet Reno, who are in a lesbian relationship. Yeah, So, yeah, amazing. There we go. Yeah, who gives a crap? Yeah, there she's talking. You got to make it to the other side of the battlefield and ring the bell. You, my darling, this one can thrash them all. Possibly it can thrash them all because she has an advantage. Now, she has an advantage which means that she's not equal to the rest. She's, in some ways, physically superior to them all. Because she is actually able to use her existence and the perks that come with her existence to her advantage. And she chooses not to do it. She chooses instead to be a scared little baby on a battlefield, who, I'm sorry, again would see her cast out of Starfleet. She's the answer to Data. Oh my god. What's the question? Oh my god. Yeah, anyway. They're all gonna play this game. Tig Notaro comes into play, and I lose all interest because I don't like Tig Notaro. I think she's a useless actress. And the character is ridiculous. And I think it was Disparu who mentioned this. The uniforms are all supposed to be universal and identical, right? Why did the Femme Hadar's uniform curve around this edge, around where her breasticles are, and Tig Notaro's don't? Are they tailored to curve around, you know, busty women? What? What's going on? I don't get it. I don't get it. Sod it. I don't care. Nothing makes sense in this show at all. Yeah, let's just move on. They're gonna play do some tryouts for a game. Something happened to that guy. I can't remember. Who cares? Oh yeah, he was told to do push-ups because he was a cheeky fuck. Yeah, that's right. I remember now. I'm trying to forget as much as I can. So she's scared for her life in this war simulation. One, it's a simulation, okay? Two, she's a hologram. She can literally allow things to pass through her. So she could walk from one side to the other and ring the fucking bell. You got all these cadets ducking for cover in this simulation. And she doesn't. You got Carrot Top there. He's also there. Again, we only care about the 5 students, 6 students. Bizarre, absolutely bizarre. Yeah. Unleash hell on earth. I always think, I think with this one, it's more like, I am the god of hellfire, and I bring you Femidors. Release the Kraken. Release the drones. All uniforms were personally tailored. Yeah, true. But it's just an observation. Dear oh dear. Oh, she's hugging a rock. She liked the dirt so much. She licked the dirt so much. She's hugging a rock now. Sorry, I ate your cousin. Oh, now she looks like she's constipated. Again, she could just walk from one end of the battlefield to the other and not get a scratch on her because she's just using her differences to the advantage. But she has to be just as evenly matched as everybody else because that's cheating, even though she's just got this advantage. It gives her a clear advantage. You know, the Doctor could allow phaser beams to pass through him and allow Tom Paris to slap straight through his head without him being affected, you know. Excuse me. Oh, she fell over. I'm the best. No, you're the best. No, I'm the best. Now she's got a phaser. Ho, ho, ho. And those phasers are transporter phasers. So they'll transport you off the playing field. Yeah, then you know, off the playfield. Then you have to go. You respawn eventually somewhere. So she tries it out on Caleb because, you know, he's the butt of a joke. The whole show's a joke, but it doesn't really matter. She's going, yes, now I'm going to give you phases, and you're going to go out there and phase people. And people get knocked out, and who cares? Who gives a flying fuck? None of this is interesting at all. Let's skip. Drones. We've got drones. One of them smashes the drone. The Femhodar did not like that at all. Again, to be fair, look, I'm not being unfair. The transporter phases, yeah, we saw that in Gambit, I believe, part 1 and 2. Absolutely fine, not got an issue. It's just the entire game is, the war game is completely stupid. It's like, you surely make the hologram sit out. And I do have a question. It's a bit of an awkward question, but I'm going to ask it anyway. Excuse me. In last week's episode, we saw an individual in a wheelchair and a Starfleet cadet in a wheelchair. Okay, in the year 3200, yeah, we saw an individual cadet in a wheelchair. Now, medical advances aside, let's go with the premise that cadet is again the best of the best, very intelligent, very smart, and is in Starfleet Academy. I am assuming he got a desk job. You know, that he's going into more the science of things, but still, you have to pass basic training, don't you? Surely you have to pass basic training. You're not going to have, like... it just wouldn't happen. I'm sorry. Be as diverse and inclusive if you want. Do one where... do an episode, if you want that sort of thing, do an episode where one of the cadets gets paralysed. Like Wolf did in Ethics. Easy to do. Easy to do. And then handle it that way. But no, everyone's equal. Everyone's equal. No one's at a disadvantage. Doesn't work. It's not a compelling story. And it's not accurate. It's not factually accurate either. Anyway, I digress. And practically go off. Again, she's running across the battlefield. She can make it straight across there. Not get hit once. She can go, and they can go, that's cheating. You say, actually, it's just an advantage I've got because I'm a hologram. You idiots. Oh, it goes on. And the Klingon here is talking about blood. He wants blood in everything. Blood in his food. Blood pie. Blood this, blood that. Yet he's not a violent Klingon. He just wants the taste of blood. It's like, isn't that a little contradictory? Now, I'm going to fast forward through this to a degree because the Klingon decides to distract the World College guys that are coming up with jokes that are stupid. Because, again, they think they're being funny and they're not. It's all really, really cringe. So, yeah, he says, all distract those guys who are coming for whatever reason so he can talk to, I don't know, Princess Telepath. And he goes, hail war college buddies, chums, or whatever. I mean, it doesn't even look like a Klingon. Oh, God. I mean, you know, General Martok, I think, was one of the best Klingons. Martok, Gowron, Worf, you know, Kang Koloth Kor. Fantastic characters, all of them. Acted and played with such presence. Not this one, not this guy. He just thinks Klingons are diverse and they've got such a diversity of careers. They're a very diverse people. They're not. They're Klingons. They're a majority warrior race. And again, you want to change the Klingons because it's so far in the future, go right ahead, but don't expect it to look like Star Trek, because it's not. In the TNG episode, the Raider ship, yeah, that was Gambit. In real life, those phasers would be great to order a meal. The restaurant just sends it to you, piping hot. Yeah. AI will do a better job than these writers. Having a holographic student makes zero sense. She's essentially an AI. Can't they just update her program with the information she needs? Her going to class is like making a cheetah take running lessons. Yeah, exactly. It's completely stupid, RRTNZ. It's a daft idea. You could explain it away with, okay, we just wanted to, we created a learning hologram. She's very new, and she's very young, but we've created this really fast learning AI, and we want to see, like a competition. She's going to be running, and she is probably the worst of you all. She's completely useless. She's like a baby, like a child. And we want to see if the AI that we've created, how fast it can learn, develop, and become its own individual personality. So she starts off like really babyish, like she has, and then suddenly she just turns into like she throughout the first series she just becomes awesome and incredible and you know, one of the smartest. Maybe that's where they're going with it, but I don't think they've got the intelligence to do that. She's just going to be this stupid right from the outset. And for the rest of the show, no doubt. But it'd be interesting to see if that's where they're going with it, but I don't think they are. But it would be an interesting place to go. That's how you could introduce that holographic character. And say, right, well, we just programmed it to be completely autonomous and work on its own and learn and develop itself to become the best person. It's a great experiment, right? But no, they won't do that. Klingons trying to distract him with jokes. It is not be that Romulans in that clip speaks for most of the audience at this point when it comes to this show. God, it's just depressing to look at, isn't it? The Klingon. Douchebag white guy, because every white guy's a douchebag in these modern shows, of course, because, you know, we're all evil, apparently. Of course. This goes on for about an eternity. Caleb goes to talk to the Beta Z woman, and it's really boring, really dull, really dull, really dull. Let's get to the end, because this is so stupid. I can't be bothered with any of this. It's utterly ridiculous. It's a joke. Then she has her Ellen Ripley moment where she dunks the basketball into the poop without looking at it. Random tangent. Hello, my friend. It's good to have you here. Yeah, sure, I'm down for that. 1698. I'm surprised I managed to read that. I struggle when they're all with no spaces. Remember, Burnham had an intrinsic understanding of Klingon culture. Apparently the writers don't. Yeah, that's the thing. Because the writers don't, she didn't. Intrinsically. By default. Moriarty got shot, changed, not holograms can walk about freely. Scientist Klingon that worked with Beverly in the episode was my fave. Just so paranoid as a culture, science was for nerds. Yeah, but even she commanded a presence, didn't she? You know, even she was just commanding and confident and strong. And I bet you, if you put a phaser in her hand, she would absolutely annihilate anyone in front of her. There's so many issues that will drive ourselves insane, asking why so often. Yeah! I'm just going to do it anyway. Just for fun. You made the team, you made the team, you didn't make the team, but you made the team and you didn't make the team. You're going to be the mascot because that's just funny. You're going to be the giant freaking mascot because it's just played for laughs and it's ridiculous and it's stupid and it's immature. My God, they're still on this. Fucking hell. Oh, back to the battlefield. Can you tell why I was bored? You see my review? That wasn't me play acting or anything. That was literally what I do when I'm bored. I get distracted. especially when I'm on my own and I just start doing stupid shit, like really lousy Bond impressions. They're shooting shit and the big rivalry and who gives a flying fucking. Oh Jesus! Someone nicked the skipping rope and oh my God, we won and we're the best. We're awesome. And douchebag number one, he gets raised up on a chair and carried around the quad because ha ha ha, that's so funny, that's awesome. Who gives a flying crap at this point? They all got dressed back into the uniform or clothes or whatever, and some of them didn't because they went out and celebrated. Who gives a crap? And then the War College kids, they play a prank, and they take the advert for Starfleet, the Starship Troopers advert for Starfleet, and basically make a anti recruitment. To be honest with you, this is kind of again speaking for the audience, because it's a more accurate advert for this version of Starfleet Academy. Basically, do you want to, basically, they're all retarded, they're stupid, they've got an IQ of 5, that sort of thing. Paraphrasing there, of course. Don't forget to like the stream if you are enjoying it so far. She was still very Klingon, though. Yeah, exactly. Especially when she attacked Crusher. Yeah, 100%. Non-fighting Klingon is going to get set up into one of those no choice but to fight moments. Yeah, possibly. I personally think he's just going to become like peace-loving, proper peace-loving. They're all like, "Oh no, they duped us. We all fell over and they filmed it." And stupid. Physical, mental, yeah, looks about right. Spiritual, again. Why? What's with the? Again, the spiritual. What's going on? Really? Did they not know the word spiritual and what it means? Oh my God, she's got the most incredibly annoying laugh. She laughs like the Joker, and I know I've been accused of laughing like the Joker, but the impression I did of her in my review was pretty much that. It was exactly that. And they're like, "Oh, you humiliated us, and we're gonna get you back." And she's like, "I'm a Romulan." You got the commander of the War College and the Captain Lazy Pants, Captain No Shoes, Captain Barefoot McGee. And then she collapses onto his sofa, which I think is just so fucking rude. It's just like, I'm just going to lay everywhere because that's what I do. I'm just going to lay down. Lazy bone idol captain. I also find it hilarious when they talk about Jaden wanting to be a doctor. I remember General Martak's words. Klingon make amazing warriors, but terrible doctors. Yeah. No Future Productions 9242. Hello there. I'm waiting for Hagrid to beam and say, "You're a wizard, Jaden." I'm waiting for Hagrid to come in and go, "You're all a bunch of retards." Oh, we don't like prank wars. Why don't you stop first? No, we'll stop first. Prank wars. My kids are being pranked. Your kids are being pranked. Oh, look. There's more foot fetish porn. Holly Hunter's feet. The new main character of Starfleet Academy. It's not just that, but when you're walking around bare feet in someone else's office or home or quarters or anything, it's a bit rude, isn't it? Especially, if she's got, like, cheesy feet. It's just, ugh. Plus, you're walking around barefoot in everyone else's dirt. Oh, there we go. There's another encapsulating image. Look at that. There you go. That is going to stay on the screen for a moment. That is definitely stay on the screen, by the way. I mean, come on. 2 secs. I'll be right back. mean, that should tell you everything that you need to know. That's a great still. Everybody enjoying that. The uniforms do look god-awful, mate. Absolutely. Oh, wow. Okay, let's reduce her in size. Let's pull her back. Again, I should do like the many faces of Starfleet Academy. I might do that. Let's get Holly Hunter, reduce Holly Hunter in size. Even more than she already is. Right. They're still talking about pranks. Oh, I mean, look, how rude is that? She's got her feet on his table. Sorry, but she'd be kicked out. Absolutely ridiculous. What a joke. What an absolute joke. It's on like Donkey Kong, bitch. I can't even remember what they're talking about here. Oh, yeah, we've got to get them back. We've got to come up with a plan to get them back. It's got to be an amazing plan. It's got to be an awesome plan. We've got to get them back. This is an episode about a prank war, everybody. This is a prank war. And this is an episode of modern Star Trek. Look at them. I mean, look at the sets. Everything looks so shit. So, look, we're about to get into some serious stuff here. They set up their own Thunderdome, whatever it is. They set it up. The filthy hairs. Usually admirals were in charge of military academies, yeah. What is the chainmail supposed to do? It's not going to stop her feet from being crushed. Yeah, it might be just some kind of programmable matter that prevents foot cheese, I don't know. So yeah, they set up a Pepsi rink in the quad, the internal shopping mall, whatever it is. Tournament, yeah. Homage, I forget the species name, but it's an homage, and you've got the War College against the Federation kids. Is anyone else bored yet? I mean, I feel like, are you guys enjoying this, or do you just want me to stop and just talk to you? Because this is just boring bullshit. I mean, you imagine what it was like watching the actual episode. It's just boring. Oh, who cares? Seriously, this is a genuine TV show. They spent millions on this. Millions. Jesus Christ, they spent millions on this. Carlos Bina and the guys at Otoy, they created 12 minutes of Star Trek that was infinitely better than this. It was Star Trek that meant something. These idiots have spent millions on this show, and it's god awful. It's boring. It's dull. There's nothing interesting at all that goes on whatsoever. This is Star Trek for the brainless. It's ridiculous. I mean, oh God, there's just so much shit here. Just riff on it. Yeah. Regato, White Monster, thank you very much. And it looks terrible too. Millions to do laser tag. Yeah, okay. Yeah, again, just millions to have an episode about laser tag and pranking. And the Chancellor of Starfleet Academy basically saying, no, they've had a rough life, these kids. I want to let them have some fun in this military academy. God, this is so stupid. They lose anyway. The captain dude who wants to be the captain of the team, he is barking orders and he's not very good. And then Genesis, the admiral's daughter, she takes over and decides to shoot the replicators, which makes it foggy, so the other guys can't see that they're coming, even though their suits light up like fucking Christmas trees. like basically look like they're from Tron. Yeah, utterly dull. Yeah, I mean, it's so. Oh yeah, now she chooses to be. Now she chooses to let things go through her. Seriously, now she chooses to let things go through her. For God's sake. Oh yeah, they won. Woohoo! I just look the wall of many Starfleet heroes behind them, and they're playing football on the bloody grass. Look. Oh, who cares? This is so shit. It's ridiculous. This guy literally throws a tantrum and says, "You're the better captain than me. I'm going to go off in a huff. Screw you," and he walks off. God, so stupid. They get caught. What are you doing? This is ridiculous. You're in trouble now, except you're really not. They go to Holly Hunter. They get taken to Holly Hunter, and she's telling them off. It's so terrible. She's got little walk calls on her pajamas. Look, let's zoom in. She's got little walk calls on her pajamas because it's quirky. Because yay, it's quirky Trek. Why are even the grown-ups just behaving like kids? It's ridiculous. When she tells them to get out, the way she does it. Oh my God, it's like some kind of petulant child. Ridiculous. I don't know what she's doing in this image. She's either got a bad back or an itchy backside. Oh God. When will this ever end? What you're feeling now is probably akin to what I was feeling when I was watching this episode. It's like, look at her. She's like lazy of Borg, isn't she? She's like bone idle, disrespectful of Borg. Out. This is what she said. Talking plants again, like it's really important. The things that they're saying, the talking plants, and oh God, this is so shit. Oh, it's so mind-numbing. Oh, we gotta, we gotta basically, make the plants grow in their dorm and. Walk core jammies, yeah. I weep for the species. Walk core pajamas. Don't get me wrong, quirky thing in our time, in our reality. It's a show. I've got I've got Sapot pajamas. I do. I've got, my kids and my wife. They buy me all sorts of stuff. I've got Star Trek T-shirts. I've got I've got Kirk pajama bottoms. Yeah, I do. Not an issue. But in universe, would you really have walk core pajamas? I mean, come on. If someone had told me 20 years ago that this is what Trek becomes, I would have laughed in their face. Yeah, same here. God's sake. Subbed, not just for the cool show, but you've got some good folks here in the chat as well. Mate, thank you so much for subscribing. Johnny Propane, everyone, thank you so much for joining. Let me tell you a little something. I'm going to take a break from this absolute detritus for a sec, just to tell you something about this community that we've got here. I've been on YouTube for about 5 years. Okay, I've been doing these reviews for about 5 years. A lot of people have stuck around for those 5 years. These people that are in chat, these people that are in the Discord. If you're not in the Discord, by the way, join the Discord. It's completely free. Links in the description. Go in there, and you'll see my my server. And everyone's in there. I'll come in and do live. I'll come in and do voice chats and everything like that, and video chats. Everybody in this community, we're all so wonderful. We've got authors, we've got directors, we've got animators, we've got artists, visual effects artists, we've got people who are just really passionate about Star Trek, but they're such lovely people. You know, Watch Nerd, Zell, Alia, Clayton, A Good Place, crikey, Matt, Matthew Ross, who's got his own podcast. The Discord is really, yeah, it is. The Discord is really rad. Lovely people, a great community. And I could be one of these bigger channels, I suppose. You know, there'll be bigger channels than me, and people are usually going off and watching The Drinker and Az and Gary and Disparu, and absolutely fine. You get more power to you, and more power to them. They're doing it absolutely brilliantly, of course. But again, the people on this channel, the community, that's the proudest thing that's the thing I'm most proud of for building, the community and great people. Sorry, I'm being messaged by my daughter again. I'm watching your stream. Please swear. Oh yeah, I mean, I could not stop laughing. Oh bless you. My daughter wants to come in. I don't think I can, daughter, my darling. Sorry, my daughter wants to join. Oh bless. Maybe, maybe at some point, you can come and say hello. But I can't show you on camera. Bless you. Yeah. I keep forgetting to use the Discord. To be honest, my bad. Yeah, mate. I have to check it out. I've only used Discord when I play World of Warcraft. Well. Again, the channel's there, mate. It's my server's there. Just join it, pop in, and say hello. Absolutely fantastic. They are literally using Starfleet Academy as Hogwarts in space. Yeah, they are. Excuse me. Yeah, they are. They're trying to cross Star Trek with as many things as Fabius Polis. Hello. Yeah, they're trying to mix it with as many different things as possible. Star Trek meets this. Star Trek meets that. It's like, why can't it be just Star Trek meets Star Trek? Why can't you just make Star Trek? Why is it got to be Star Trek meets Die Hard? Star Trek meets, you know, the Night of the Living Dead, The Walking Dead. Star Trek meets Harry Potter. Star Trek meets this. I'll tell you why. It's because they're not creative. Now, I'm not massively creative. I can take things and mash them together, and I can do that, but I'm not a creative. All right? Alex Kurtzman is not a creative. The team behind this, they're not creative. They don't create things. They copy, and they extract from other things. This is why I believe them to just be completely soulless. They pull in things from other places, and they try and create these absolute Frankenstein shows with no originality, no sense of originality behind them. I mean, come on. The people who designed the original Federation ships, the next gen Federation ships, DS9, Voyager, yeah, that classic era. Wonderfully creative, kit bashed till they were blue in the face, came up with all these classes, wonderful classes of starships that not only look beautiful, but are practical as well. That to me is beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. Creators of this show give us a ship that looks like a goddamn toilet seat. And when it's up in space, it looks like a goddamn comm badge, like a feather, like a friggin' pair of angel. It's just ridiculous. The ships just look crap. They look awful. Oratian said, this episode was so terrible, it almost made me cheer for Slytherin when I mean the War College, because Gryffindor was such a bunch of morons. Yeah. Yeah. Excuse me. Yeah, absolutely. You saw how bored I got in the video. If you haven't already seen the video, please go and watch the video, because if you want a little bit of a breakdown of the episode. Yeah, there's some live reactions in there. I tried something new. I tried putting some actual footage from the episode in there, manipulating it a bit so it didn't get copyrighted or anything like that. But I tried something different. If you like that style of review, let me know. Your feedback is always welcome, as long as it's constructive. Sending messages. He's sending messages, obviously, that he's sending messages specifically to mother and father. Just mother and father. Mother and father. Excuse me. Mother and father. She's saying, oh, you're sending these messages, they're not replying, that's not very nice, what's the point in sending the messages? Then the Femme Hadar comes in and says, shall we go out to dinner, my love? And that's when it's revealed that they're in a lesbian relationship. Tig Notaro and the Gem Hadar have got a thing for each other, and they're going out for meals, and it's all really, nobody cares. Kurtzman, Alex Kurtzman, nobody cares. We don't care. We have no interest in this at all. This is completely uninteresting. You do not know what you're doing, sir. You do not know what Star Trek is. You, sir, did not get the memo. God, who cares? Nobody cares. An episode about a prank war. Here's the thing. We had an episode about the day in the life of an android in The Next Generation. Yeah? But it was an interesting episode because the day in the life of Data is actually quite interesting. And they made it interesting. They turned the dulls into the interesting. Yeah, I'm not going to even bother. Last season 3 was decent. Not great, but a bit of a return. Okay, Amy. I agree. Star Trek Picard was very strong in fan service. There were some great lines of dialogue. I would say it was definitely the strongest that New Trek has offered so far. But the writing was still rushed and it wasn't quite there. Don't get me wrong. I'm massively critical of a lot of New Trek, but I will give Picard season 3 its due. I watched it again recently. I went back and watched it a second time, and I see now a lot of the positives of it. It's just not. I don't think it's the closest we're going to get to classic Star Trek. Star Trek Lower Decks was more interesting. I don't know. I found Lower Decks to be more of a insulting parody than anything else. And I'm sorry, but Tawny Twatting Newsom, no thank you. Just so annoying, so obnoxious. Do we have... Oh, there we go. We got another great still there. There you go. I've got like 1,000 thumbnails at this point. You could tell Terry Matalas actually cared about Trek. Yeah, exactly. Terry Matalas really, really did. I think the best he could with what he had, what he was left with. And it actually became one of the most liked New Trek projects because it was so far removed from New Trek that it was actually not half bad. People liked it, and Kurtzman hated that. That's why Terry Matalas wasn't able to do Legacy. Instead, we got this show. This absolute load of shite. God damn. Can't believe I'm actually still talking about this show. UK DM reviews. I still sat Star Trek 3 Changing New Worlds, A Quality of Mercy. It was my most favourite episode. Strange New Worlds was an odd one. It was an oddball. It had a reasonable first season, and then it just went off the fucking cliff. It just became a joke, like every other show. Tig Notaro, who gives a shit? I don't care. I do not give a shit. More of I don't care, don't give a shit. They have to get into... He wants to rejoin the team, even though he had it through a paddy. I don't care. Nobody cares. Nobody gives a shit. Let's get to it. Let's see if there's any interesting stuff left. Oh, they're doing all the prep and everything. He goes in, pranks them. Oh my god. This is fucking Star Trek! How is this Star Trek? This is not Star Trek. I mean, come on. This is just ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. What's that say? There is no easy way from the Earth to the stars. Well, how fucking profound. Again, probably not an original statement. Oh yeah, Jaden, the Klingon, makes an eyeball. He clones the War Academy guy's eyeball, so they can use it on the retinal scanner. Wow. Wow. Okay. Okay. Yeah, she's packing. The idiot is packing. They put the growth thing in the dorm, and she does it really quickly, and yeah, Caleb dressed as, yeah, okay, alright, and then he gets caught by the telepath, by the way, who knows it is him. It's like, he's stupid. You're so stupid. They have more interaction, lovey-dovey crap, I don't care. Not interested. It's really crap. She raises the alarm. It's supposed to be funny. Then she kisses him. Nobody cares. And then they both run. And this guy says no running in the corridors because he's a hologram. And then he comes back and says no running in the corridors again. And they all wake up and flowers start sprouting out of everywhere in the War College dorms. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. He likes the flowers. I don't know why. They're all running out. Yeah, okay, big flowers. And there we go. There's the classic shot. That is the Klingon species. Now just sitting there, legs crossed. Look, legs crossed, because that's what Klingons do. Then don't the Klingons, to be fair, a lot of them only like to sit for meals. Jesus Christ, state of everything. No, and I don't understand how they think they've won at this point. It's a prank war. So oh yeah, it was a good prank, and then the fucking commander says, yeah, you win. Stop the pranks, because that prank was so prankishly awesome. It was ridiculous. Holly Hunter pulling stupid faces again, because, well, why wouldn't she? That's all she can do in this show. Lounge about and pull stupid faces and not be able to talk through her dentures. And yeah, okay. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. And they've done it a few times now, where the trailer was so badly dubbed. At this point in the trailer, when they show this scene in the trailer, she's spinning around going, "Is anybody listening? 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 Listening?" As she she twaddles around. Well, she'd already said that in a previous episode, and this she doesn't say it. So it's just fucking trailer editing, isn't it? Absolute nonsense. I believe we have a visitor to the stream. Mr. Gooner, sir, how are you?
I'm well, thank you very much for having me. But before we do anything, let me get my camera on.
Absolutely fine, mate. Fine, mate. Oh, hello there. What on earth is going on here?
Inclusive, white, not black ones, white ones. My buns, hair buns.
Oh, you bastard!
I'm porous. No, you're permeable.
Permeable, not porous. Permeable.
I've got pathetic. Hello, thanks for having me.
You've got to watch your peas, sir. That's what you've got to do.
I do.
You got to watch your peas.
Unbelievable. How are you?
Aside from being ill, my friend, I'm actually all right, to be honest with you. Just
Good man.
trying to get through this without laughing, because I'll just end up choking. We're just making our way through the final stills now. I've spent a lot of this this stream just going, and we don't care. Right, there is something I want to just cover very quickly in this stream. Excuse me, if I can find it. If I can find a picture, if I can find it the right still, there's something very interesting that I found. Oh, I thought I'd seen it. Oh, it's really difficult with this background. The background work is shit in this show. Let me see if I can pull it up. It's this in the corner. Voyager. All right. Not the highest of res pictures. She's got all the ships, look. And you got a Voyager there. It doesn't really show it, but there's an image somewhere. The Voyager model, the nacelles fell down, and they're facing the wrong fucking way. And it was hilarious. It was so funny. I'm gonna get rid of this, guys. I'm just gonna get rid of this. Let's pull something more interesting up. Here's me, and here's Guna. Guna, welcome to the show. It's great to have you here as always. You're looking fantastic, by the way. You're looking like you're ready to eat some dirt and lick some beans. It's and she's making that noise, isn't she?
Oh goodness me! How are you anyway? I hope you feel better soon. I know you're under the weather, but
yeah, it's
mate,
it's a bit of a struggle at the minute.
Can I just?
Give me your thoughts, dude. Give me your thoughts, because everybody wants to hear them. For those who don't know Guna, Guna is also he's also a streamer. I've got some new people in the chat, by the way. Guna is part of my community. He's an absolute gentleman. He's such a lovely guy. Again, a prime example of some of the best people in my Discord. Al 1974. I'm here for the feet scenes, dude. You've missed them.
Oh.
No more feet. No more toe cheese for you, sir.
I see. Can I just firstly, why did I put myself through that? Keeping awake was hard enough, but to find myself as, we have since all these franchises have gone downhill, we have seen garbage, some utter garbage. Yeah. Star Wars, MCU. As I said, I'm not a massive Doctor Who fan, but I watch it, nip in now and again.
Yeah.
And even that is like, what? This isn't Doctor Who. This isn't Star Wars. This isn't the MCU. And Star Trek. Oh, with Discovery and all the rest of it that's come, and Section 31. And we knew that this show was going to be a challenge at the very least. But this third episode, I mean, how can you make garbage even worse? I'm struggling to understand how anyone can actually go even lower than the first two episodes. And I'm watching this and I'm watching people talk about their physiques and how amazing they are because they're the last ones to sleep, the first ones to wake, mixing protein shakes. And I don't want to watch I don't want even to learn or know about your gym activities. I want to watch Star Trek related stories. Yeah, I can put on someone on YouTube who's into the gym and see all of that stuff.
Little bit of Joe Wicks, anybody?
Yes, all of that stuff. But no, we have to be. That's got to be pushed down our faces, and then we've got to suffer. I mean, feet. Everyone's different. Some people like them, some people don't. I'm indifferent as long as they're okay to look at and well kept. This woman, the mankiest feet that you could possibly get. No disrespect, Holly Hunter, but sorry, you're not blessed with the most beautiful feet. But then you've got the audacity to really give yourself a good close-up of them on the camera. We don't want to see feet. Thanks. We want to watch Star Trek. We do not want to watch feet. I mean, the ones in Star Trek 6 where they get Dax, try to frame Dax, and those feet, they're even better looking than those ones.
My mind went exactly the same place. I was literally about to say crewman Dax. I am crewman Dax.
Oh, yes, that's right. And then
if the boot fits.
yeah, that's it. So you've got that going on, and then you've got this photo, whatever she's photonic hologram thing, and she apparently can go into water, but air bubbles can come out of her nose and mouth. You're a photonic. How are air bubbles coming out of your mouth and nose? I mean,
Yeah.
these writers have no comment. They just haven't got any sense of anything. And then we're subjected to two rival school gangs, if you like. And you'd think that, okay, that might be a sub story or a side story. But no, that's the whole story. We've got those flower things which I've seen somewhere else. You know, everything has been taken. We've got Starship Troopers, the announcement about, oh, do you feel energized? Do you want to hit back? Do you want to kill some bugs? Join Starfleet Academy. Exactly the same as Starship Troopers. So nothing is even original. It's not only is it shite, but it's not even original. None of it. Everything they have taken from nicked from other sci-fi shows or even just shows in general and just put them all together. And it's a coherent, well, it's not even coherent, it's an incoherent mess. And none of it makes sense. And we are watching a whole episode on ego. I'm better than you. No, I'm better than you. Oh, I'm better than you. And then you've got the captain of the War College, who's about 3'3", who's even shorter than I am, which is impossible. And she's looking up against this huge, 6-footer, basically a meat man.
Yeah.
And she's like, yeah, come on, I'll take you on. I mean, it's just nonsensical. Just because she's female, they have to have. You wouldn't even think she's a Romulan. I don't know what she is.
Romulan, yeah.
And the other one is he a Vulcan? They're so far removed from being a Romulan and a Vulcan. You can't make it up. You just can't make it up. You would never, at least with the Vulcan, you would never see him or a Vulcan. Well, not that we've had that experience. We had a little bit of it in. I think the reboot of Star Trek, the first film, where Spock was being picked on by the other Vulcan kids because he was half human. But other than that, they've never really shown Vulcans to behave that way, even the younger one. And then you've got this guy who's pretty much an adult, and he's behaving like a child. And you think
they all.
And I'm just watching this, thinking, who? Number one, you said it so many times. Who is this actually aimed at? Because I think even teenagers would find this offensive, let alone anyone else.
Yeah, I think.
But it's certainly not Star Trek. This is not Star Trek. I was watching this and then I was thinking back about just one half decent next gen show, and the difference is night and day. Night and day. Not even the best next gen shows. Maybe a mediocre one. Maybe something like, I don't know, Conundrum or something like that, which was I enjoyed it, by the way. But just something like that.
Was that the memory wipe episode, wasn't it?
Yeah, and then you got the alien who comes.
I watched that. I literally watched that the other day.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
No, I enjoyed it as an episode. I mean, it was a bit silly because you think, well, you've got the technology to do all that, but you can't fire anything higher grade than these like little, laser beams that can't destroy your enemy, which I found a bit odd. I mean, that I could be critical about OG Trek as well. I have been. There's a lot of episodes that I think stink the place out. I think they're rubbish, but on the whole, they're very far and far. They're a minority basically.
Yes.
But even that episode, which I enjoyed, I'm not criticizing. I did actually enjoy it because I like that little bit of the love triangle between Riker. And that's how you do a love triangle.
Yeah.
You see, that's the difference. You look at that love triangle in that episode between Troy, and Riker, and then you look at this between these three characters. I don't even know their names. I don't want to know their names.
Don't
actually. Oh, and by the way, the girl who's in the captain of the academy, they've nicked her from what's it called? The Orville. The first security guard. Alana was her name?
Alara, yes.
Alara. She's reminds me of her a lot. They've nicked her from her.
You're not wrong, you know. I didn't make that connection.
Yes. I'm telling you. They look very similar.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. They haven't got no originality in anything. And that love triangle and the one in Conundrum, night and day. It's so much better. And you've got this nonsense. Oh, Danger Man, please. What are they doing? Please try and educate me, because I'm at a loss. It's so bad.
When I think about what they are thinking, I always go back, and I mentioned this earlier. I always go back to what Alex Kurtzman said about Star Trek. He said, it's not about Star Trek. I don't care about Star Trek. What I care about is delivering my message and virtue signaling as much as possible. That's what he said. And I'll always keep that in the back of my mind as to the mentality behind what these people do. So there's a lot of contributing factors to what is making Star Trek so poor nowadays. One is that attitude. One is that intent from Kurtzman himself. Secondly, they're bringing on non-Star Trek writers to write modern Star Trek. People who do not know anything about the franchise. They don't know their history. They don't know the characters. All they know is the memes of the characters. Okay, they don't know the universe. They are not, and the thing is, they've had no writing credits before. A lot of them haven't had any writing credits for previous shows. They've literally just been brought in, write an episode, and be done. Thirdly, the writers that they do bring in that have experience are all Hallmark writers and soap opera writers and stuff like that. So immediately you're on the back foot. Another contributing factor to why New Trek is so alien to us is because it's a bad interpretation of Star Trek. It's a shapeshifter in a meat suit, essentially. Modern Trek is just the skin. It's just like the imposter wearing the skin of a franchise. Nothing in this show, in particular, let's focus just on this show for a moment. Nothing in this show makes the slightest lick of goddamn sense. Not the slightest lick of sense. They're opening up Starfleet Academy 100 years after the burn. The burn in itself was a great reset for Star Trek. That's what they were doing. It's a great reset. So let's just talk about the burn for a second. I don't want to focus too much on the details of what caused the burn, because that in itself is just the most utterly idiotic thing I've ever come across. So the burn destroyed all the dilithium except the planet that he was on that was made of dilithium, by the way. Destroyed all the dilithium in the galaxy / universe. And that meant every Starfleet vessel blew up at the same time. Lost capability. They lost the capability to go to warp. The Federation, Starfleet, the Federation broke off from Earth. A Starfleet broke off from Earth. Whatever. The Starfleet broke off from Earth. The Federation crumbled into nothing. And everything was a disaster. Now that was a mechanic to bring in Michael Burnham to save the day, of course, but it was also to do a great reset on Star Trek, to say, okay, so we're far enough in the future, we know we're not going to damage canon too much. Here's the burn. Here's a great reset, and here's a new Star Trek franchise. The problem is, they're now playing with action figures completely out of context. Everything's completely out of context. They don't know their history. And, excuse me. And I showed an example at the beginning of the stream. I don't know whether you saw it, but let me just bring that up, and hopefully you'll be able to see it as well. Just let me go through all this. At the very beginning, before the episode starts, you've got the 60th anniversary Star Trek slides, right? Where all the ships are at warp. I should say epileptic warp. Yeah, so all the ships are at epileptic warp. And I'll stick it in the main. I'll stick it in the corner. I'm not too worried about my face, but there you go. So you'll be able to see that coming up on your screen shortly. So you've got the original Enterprise, you've got the Enterprise D, and they cycle through the ships, and then you've got Voyager. And I asked in my stream, my poxy little stream on my poxy little channel, what's wrong with that image? The ships are at epileptic warp. What's wrong with that image? That's the Voyager. That's Voyager at warp. I mean, you know, they don't know. They don't know because they don't know. They don't know what the hell they're talking about. They don't know what the hell they're doing. They don't know anything about Star Trek. All they know is what they read in the Star Trek encyclopedia, and they're really picky about when they do.
Yeah.
Now, I've got the Star Trek encyclopedia over there. I could come up with a storyline that doesn't make any goddamn sense based on the Star Trek encyclopedia. And I made this point in one of my very early Picard videos. They just pick up the encyclopedia, run their finger blind across a page and then go, oh, we'll make an episode on the Gorn. Or, oh, we'll make an episode starring this character. It's ridiculous. They are playing with someone else's toys. That's simple.
Yeah, that's what it is. That's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
I just I know you've said it's been commissioned for season 2. I hope that the ratings are so poor that they have to take it off air, because this is. I know there's no one forcing us to watch it. I understand that. None of us are being forced to watch it.
No.
That's the best comment I always get when I criticise in some of these forums on Facebook.
You don't have to watch it
then, do you? Well, you don't understand that Star Trek has been a part of my life, for me, since 1975.
Yeah.
So why shouldn't I bloody well watch it?
Yeah.
But if you look at it from a different viewpoint, yes, I don't have to. And it is getting to the point where I don't know if I can carry on, because this episode really, I mean, the first 2 were bad enough, but this, I'm sitting like Pelia in the chairs. Yeah. I'm literally, my legs are up and I'm like that. I'm literally like, and I'm trying to stay focused and I can't, because I'm watching drivel.
Yeah.
It's actually a brain ache, and to me, this is insulting as well. It is so, they talk about being offended and all this. Well, actually, I was offended by this. I found this offensive to the legacy of what was an incredible sci-fi show with incredible stories, with incredible characters, great lines, good writing, all the rest of it. And you are now just causing nothing but offense to that legacy and that show. And I if I wouldn't mind if they retitled it and didn't call it Star Trek anymore. That's fine. Then do what the hell you want.
Yeah,
you can showcase what you want on there. Then you can showcase plants that mimic that say the same, repeat what you do, which is being a toy which was invented God knows how many years ago, and they find that that's supposed to be funny. Well, did they expect people to laugh at that? Did they writers writing that, and then you got all the film crew, the cameramen or women, and the producers? Did they actually think that, wow, the audience is going to love this? They're going to find it so funny. Absolutely dry as hell. And you are going through watching this stuff, and you're actually thinking, I started questioning myself. Why am I so stupid to watch this? Why? And I've got that blind loyalty maybe towards Star Trek, but it's get to the point where this isn't Star Trek, so I shouldn't feel bad if I stop watching it. That's where I've got to, DM.
Yeah. Because
I've always had that loyalty to it, that if I don't watch it, even with Star Wars, I couldn't stand most of the shows that came on. I couldn't stand most of them. 1 or 2 were okay, but Andor brilliant. Look, Andor was the exception.
Yeah, of course.
But everything else, even everyone was so looking forward to the Kenobi and Anakin.
Oh my god!
And look how bad that was. So it was more focused on that Inquisitor because she had to be a female boss again. I mean, it's nonsensical. But you have that blind loyalty, but then you get to the point where you think, Christ, I've come to a crossroads. I really have. I don't know whether I can watch anymore. I did say before it started that I would just wait for your reviews and I'll look at the reaction. Because it was so funny, I thought, I've got to watch this because I want to laugh. And actually, I did laugh at the first two because I was laughing at it, not with it. That's a very make sure that get that point clear. Laughing at it. This one, I literally was like this.
Yeah,
that's it. That was my emotion. And at the point, I was thinking, I might turn off. I just can't. I can't. I'm waiting for a story to actually start, not just about two rival gangs wanting to get one-upmanship on each other. And I'm the better person. And I'm the better captain.
Well,
I'm the better captain.
Okay, so think about it this way. Think about it this way. Sorry to cut you off, my friend, but think about it this way. Once again, we're talking about originality. What's this episode about? It's a prank war. What did the Orville do?
Exactly.
And they did it so much better.
And it was funny.
Oh my god, the pranks between with Isaac and Gordon were fucking stellar, brilliant, absolutely fantastic. But no, they just tried. I hate it when people.
You know what? Yours was better as well. Sorry to cut you off.
No, you go ahead.
Because you're not expecting it. He just suddenly you just got this scene on the bridge, and then
It's Mr. Potato Head, fucking brilliant.
And then you don't think nothing of it after that. It's funny, you laugh at it. You don't think, and all of a sudden you get another scene. I don't think it's straight away, but it's a little bit later. He gets out of bed and he tries to walk out of bed, and you're not expecting it. This episode of whatever it's, I don't even want to call it Star Trek Academy. I'll call it Academy.
Yeah.
It's like they're building the audience up to it because we have to know it's going to be a prank war. Let's prank them back. It's constantly pushed into you and pushed down into your throat. We're going to do a prank war now. Oh, guess what? We're going to do it, and it just goes on. And you've got this stupid captain.
Oh my gosh, she's going along with it. She's encouraging it.
She's encouraging it, and you think, these are supposed to be military. If anything, her argument that they've suffered enough through the burn, so we've got to let them have a bit of fun.
Oh,
well, actually, the fact that something like the burn happened and there must have been so many, losses of life and tragedies and destruction and all the stuff, mutilation, torture. Then after that, you get all the scavengers and all the nastiness with that. There must be, untold horrific events going on. If anything, they should be hardened up in case something like that happens again. Yeah. You'd think that, right, this has happened. We've got to actually steer them in the right direction. I'm not saying people can't have fun, because then if you don't have fun, there's no point of living. But this is not the time and the place to do it. You are here. You are chosen. We don't just choose anyone. Well, in this case, they do. They choose anyone off the street, basically. Yeah. But they're choosing a select elite few, which are supposed to go and become the best. They're supposed to be the best of the best and the elite. Commanding potentially warships going into battle, but no, that's all right. Let's give them a talking plant. Let's give them a bit of goo that can replicate and just cover their body, and they're like, oh, look at that.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a joke.
Yeah, and here's the thing: the Fedma Hadar was actually making some pretty decent points. She's got the best dialogue of the bloody show because
she can't act though. I can't.
No, God, no, she can't act, but she's got some of the best lines. Because she actually makes a good point. I don't think we should do this prank war, Captain. We've got the oversight committee coming to make sure that we're all behaving ourselves, and you got a fucking prank. It's just ridiculous. It's a joke. The whole show is a bad fucking joke, and look, at the end of the day, Watch Nerd's not on at the moment. She's not coming onto the stream at the moment because she doesn't want to watch Academy. She doesn't want to watch it. And I've said to her, I'm not going to force you to watch it. I'm not forcing anyone to watch it. I will not do that. And Watch Nerd, if you're out there, trust me, you're dodging a bullet with this one. It's an absolute shit show. It is unbelievably bad. And I think I get it. And to be fair, I miss Zell. I really do miss Zell as well. But I don't want to ask anyone to sit there and watch this shit. I don't want people to watch it. I'm doing the reviews because, I mean, I have fun making videos. I do. I enjoy the process of making a video. It's fun. And I've figured out a way to get little clips in there and everything like that, and but I'm not enjoying the show. You saw that if you see my review, guys. You saw that. That was footage of me watching the episode. I was bored, so bored. I was fucking.
That was brilliant. What you do with the penance?
I literally just I couldn't think of anything else to do. I did, and I only did that. I only got really bored through the fucking dialogue sections.
It was funny though. That was hilarious watching you watch that.
Sorry.
Hilarious,
yeah, sorry everyone. It's just unprofessionalism.
No, it wasn't, because actually that's probably the most entertaining part of this whole show, watching you watch it. Yeah. I'm not a big fan of watch-alongs, I'll be honest. No. I actually get on my nerves. I think I'll make an exception with you, because I think yours will be absolutely hysterical. You watching that show in full and just seeing your reactions.
The only issue with doing it from now on is time. I won't have the time.
Yeah.
If I want to get the episode out on a Thursday, I don't think I'll have the time to coagulate the videos together and coagulate, whatever. But I might do it. I don't know. It all depends what you guys think out there in the comments and chat and everything. Yeah. Do you like the new style of review? Do you like the that I've put clips of the episode in there? What do you think? What do you guys think out there?
Can you just mention that she's got the best dialogue, which is not saying much.
No,
it's not great. It's still not great. I'm sorry to say, it's still rubbish.
Yeah,
but you've got there is one exception. Mm-hmm. Shenanigan. I mean, please, what are we, 3? What are we?
If they shenan once, they'll shenan again.
Oh, that's so funny and clever. Let's give you a slow clap.
I was so laughing so hard.
I mean, really, is that the best you can come up with? That is your comedy. You know when you had that end near the end where you have the scene between number 1 and the captain, right? Yeah. You got her and her. Her, obviously, she's spread out like God knows what, with her feet sticking out everywhere. And then you got this one with her amazing acting skills. And I looked at that scene and I thought, so this is what we get at the end of an episode between the 2 seniors of the show, right? And then I can't help but compare. I shouldn't, because it's not Star Trek against Star Trek, but you do. And then you look back at the amazing sometimes with a lot of the episodes, you'd have Riker and Picard exchanging a word or two. You'd have Kirk and Spock and maybe McCoy exchanging. You have Cisco and Kira, all exchanging it, and then obviously with Voyager you had Chakotay and Janeway, and the same with Enterprise as well. And you think, look at the difference. The last scene, and then making it was like they were giving a message at the end, a decent message at the end. Sometimes it was comedic. A lot that's tended to be the case a lot with the original series. That had a little bit of comedy at the end, just to lighten the mood, especially if it was a tense episode. Just to kind of lighten the mood at the end of the episode, they'll do that, which was very welcome, by the way.
Yeah.
Or it would be quite serious. It would be a message. Picard's character came up with some amazing stuff. And Riker is probably one of the most. Now I think back, Riker's probably one of the most underestimated or underrated characters, I think, in Trek. If you think about, I'm not talking about his direction and involvement now in the new Trek stuff, but just him as the character. If you look back on it, he was a bloody good character, and I think he was just overshadowed because of Picard's character. But he was a very, very good character in his own right.
He was a good captain.
And you just think, so you get that, and then you've got this now. Oh, well done, you were right all along, yes. It was great to help them along, steer them along on the way of the prank. Oh, and it was you that sent them to Alcatraz or wherever it was, and it took them half a day to get them down, but you have something called a transporter. But you don't use the transporter. I mean,
my God.
What? You've got a transporter. Why would it take you half a day? It should take you 5 seconds. Why you take half a day to transport? You know what? Do you know what? I don't know if I've got anything else to say.
They
There
got
was so
no,
much more.
they got no thought. There's no thought that goes into it. They don't world build at all. They borrow from a world, but they don't flesh it out. They never do. And as far as I'm concerned, they're not making Star Trek. They're making pseudo Trek. And it's you know, it is what it is, mate. At the end of the day, I'll get to the end of this season. We've got fucking strange bastard New Worlds coming out soon as well. That's coming out this year. It's like a double dose of death, isn't it? It's fucking unreal. Absolutely unreal.
Strange bastard.
Sorry. I can just picture Bill Shatner delivering that. Seek out strange bastard New Worlds.
Oh man, you got to laugh. You got to laugh.
Yeah, we got season 4 of that. That's 10 episodes, and then you got season 5 coming.
Oh, is that the Muppet one?
Yes.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah, I believe the
no.
Muppet one will be season 4.
Oh, please. So we'll have Muppet figure. Well, yeah, we'll have characters, won't we, in the form of a Muppet? We'll have Pike in the form of a Muppet. That we're trying to merchandise that.
Yep.
Or market that.
Yep.
Oh God.
I hear from a lot of people in my comments. I've been a fan of Star Trek for so many years, and I love everything that has the name Star Trek. It's like, you love everything that has the name Star Trek. Why? What, you don't even hold your favourite show to a set standard. You don't have a set standard. Your show could literally deliver a turd straight down your throat, and because the turd has got a branding of Star Trek, you'd accept it and call it a risotto. Why? Why would you accept garbage? You know? I can say with some confidence, obviously people who know me, excuse me, I've moved, I'm burping. People who know me know that I love Resident Evil. I love the franchise, I love the concept, I love the games designs, I love the love, care and attention that's gone into them. Resident Evil has had its poopers. It's had some bad games. It's had some terrible movies. Most of the mainstream Resident Evil movies are shit and do not resemble Resident Evil. And so I can say I'm a fan of Resident Evil, but I am critical of it, and I'm very aware that it's got flaws. Star Trek has flaws. It's had flaws since day one. But what we appreciate is the effort that goes into making classic Star Trek. The love, the care, the attention, the world building, the ship design, the technology, the science that went into this show, the stories about the human, the human condition, the allegories for for human behaviors, and being represented by other species out there that haven't yet sorted things out. I can say that Move Along Home isn't a strong episode, and Code of Honor is perhaps a little bit outdated and quite poor as an episode. And I can say that. And I can say that Voyager wasn't a very strong series. It was a waste of a great idea, a great concept, and it was a missed opportunity. I can say those things because it's true. It doesn't mean that you can slap Star Trek on something and have everybody love it. And I can't understand the mentality of that train of thought.
No.
I'm just going to accept anything that's called Star Trek and love it. It's like it's like they're not self-aware. It's not that it's like they've got what they've actually got is no opinion at all. They're just following brand loyalty.
Lemmings.
Yeah, lemons with brand loyalty. There you go. And I've not been. I don't mean to insult people.
No.
And I don't want to insult people, but I can't fathom how this is a thing. I can't fathom how we got here.
I had that. I've had that experience from years ago. In the conventions I went to in the 90s, and you get those diehard. They go over the top fans. I have to say, they really, because they are. It's almost like they're brainwashed.
Yeah.
Maybe Star Trek has given them something very important for their lives, which is a good thing, and I'm all for that. Believe me, because it can affect you in such a positive way, and it can even some people's cases or their situations or circumstances turn their lives around for the better, and that is an amazing thing that can come from just watching a show or seeing something in that show that triggers a response in you to do something to change your life for the better, if you like. So I get all of that, but when it gets to the point where I came across some of these fans at these conventions where they're so utterly brainwashed, even the slightest criticism about a storyline or a character or the way they might have acted, you can't say that. It's Star Trek. How dare you? I had someone saying, how dare you? Do you call yourself a fan? In my experience, DM, and I'm not just talking about Star Trek, I'm talking about just in life in general, the truest fans, the most dedicated, are the ones that also recognize where there are flaws and where there is a need for constructive criticism. Yeah, on the whole, that they are generally great watches, and you're always tend to be giving them high scores, right?
Yeah.
But you will get the odd episodes where you're going to get the 4s and the 5s out of 10, maybe sometimes even lower. But
Yeah.
a true fan is only coming out with that not because they want to be heard and not because they want to be, I don't know, the center of attention or whatever it is, or these days have the likes and the retweets and whatever else on social media. They're saying it because they actually care.
Yeah.
Because they actually care. I, for one, if every single OG Star Trek episode I watched was perfect, I would be over the moon. That's exactly what I would want. But life doesn't work that way. And in a way, I'm glad that some aren't great because it makes you appreciate the better ones. It makes you think, wow, what an amazing episode. If they're all amazing, then there's no distinction.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
So a true fan is because they care, and that could be with anything in life. I get it all the time with my football. All the time, you get those fans which are like, "How can you criticize this?" And how can you? Because I give a shit. That's why. It's not because I'm trying to put someone down. That's counterproductive. If I love something and it's been part of my life for most of my life, why would I put it down? Because in essence, or try to put it down deliberately, because in essence, it's counterproductive because I'm then putting myself down indirectly. That's stupid. That's nonsensical. So I think these guys or people are just lemmings, brainwashed for whatever reason, and they just don't understand criticism. Because I've had that. I've had a few that said, "Well, you're saying you've watched Star Trek for 50 years. Well, I've been watching it. I'm 60 or 65 now, and there's nothing wrong with any of the new Trek. It's absolutely brilliant, and I love it. How dare you say this about it?" But you can't argue it.
How can you not tell the difference?
No, stupid.
And you know the amount of gaslighting that's going on out there right now. Star Trek's always been woke. You cling to your old series. You're just old. It's like, no, I grew up watching this stuff. I grew up watching Star Trek. Excuse me. I grew up watching all kinds of Star Trek. All the 5 series. That's I just want to try and find a few of the comments that I've gotten, because they're a good example of what we're talking about. A lot of them, don't get me wrong, a lot of them are realistically so as well, fairly negative towards it. But I've had a few. The gaslighting is so real. It's absolutely unbelievable. Someone's criticizing my housekeeping and my audio. It's like, I literally just film videos for you. I'm not a professional studio, and I'm not a sound editor. I can edit video till I'm blue in the face. Sound I cannot edit. I can't really. I have to change the way I film things. Just trying to think now. In fact, to be fair, what I haven't done yet is gone to see if there's anything held. Do I have a held comment? No, I've had a fair few held comments that have been quite nasty. But yeah, people generally gaslight, and they pull you into this argument, and then they straw man an argument, and then they gaslight you to say that you are you're not a real fan because you're criticising the new stuff. They say that you never really understood what Star Trek was. That you must be you must not like the fact that there's you must like you just hate the fact that there's not enough white characters because you're a racist, and it's like right. I do not care of the origin, the culture, the race of any of the characters that I see on TV, on television. I don't care if they're straight, gay, bi, black, white, Asian, pink, purple, blue, orange, fat, thin. It doesn't bother me. Nothing like that ever has. What bothers me is either when they are shit actors or just shit characters. Make them whoever they are. Ben Sisko, my favourite captain. Remains my favourite captain. Deep Space Nine remains my favourite Star Trek show. I love Deep Space Nine. I think it's amazing. I'm not a super fan. I am, however, a fan. I like the Next Generation, TOS, Voyager, Enterprise, but I love Deep Space Nine. And it wasn't always my favourite, but my opinions have changed over time. What do you know? I've grown as a human being. I've just looked at different points of view. There is a hell of a geek chat going on in the chat, by the way. A proper nerd argument. I love it. You guys rock. You guys debate. And this is, again, this is what Star Trek does, right? It gets us debating and talking about technology and arguing about things that don't exist, but would be nice if they do exist. You know, you've had entire theological and you've had entire theological discussions and debates and conversations about the technology surrounding Star Trek. About, okay, can the utopia truly exist? Is it a communist or socialist, or is it capitalism? Is it social? Is it, you know? Is it social credit? Is it how does the Federation work? How does the technology work? Would this ship be able to have? Would this ship have this capabilities? How does the replicators work? How do the transporters work? Fascinating documentary from Star Trek Night back in the 90s, where Lawrence Krauss says, okay, to transport a human being's made up of 10 to the 12th atoms or whatever it is. It says to store all that information digitally, and you know, if you could have the power to turn someone into energy and then store that data, you would need hard drives stacked from here to the center of the Milky Way galaxy to store that information. Now that's probably been drastically reduced, right, by now, but not much. Yeah, well, I say drastically reduced.
The energy required is ridiculous as well. It's exponential.
Well,
the energy,
the same as the energy that's needed to approach, even get close to the speed of light, then reach the speed of light. But they thought of interesting ways to get around this, and then those ideas were pursued by science. Yeah. And they're pretty certain they can create a warp drive. It is possible to create a warp drive, just not with the technology that we have nowadays. Right. They are theorizing it. They're theorizing. They're using replicators. If you haven't already liked the stream, by the way, please hit that like button. Let's get those likes up to 30 likes.
Can I just chime in there? Sorry.
Of course.
Sorry. I think that's the kicker. Good stories, good Trek. It sparks debate. It's this, and it could get two or more people disagreeing, but it's good conversation.
Yeah,
it's good conversation. That's what it does. What has, apart from ridicule and us really thinking, what the hell is this?
Yeah.
Especially it's episode 3 of this absolute debacle.
Yeah.
What conversation can you get from it? You can't. There's nothing to talk about. Not really. I'm talking about from we could say
nothing
what we had,
substantive.
but exactly. There is nothing to kind of take from that and say, you know what? That's got me thinking. And what if this and what if that? That's what original Trek did all the time.
Yeah.
Not every single episode, but the majority of them. And another thing I wanted to point out, this prank episode, whatever it was, it could have. I'm not saying. I'm really going out on a devil's advocate limb here, so please bear with me.
Uh-huh.
It could have worked if it was one of maybe 24, like we used to get in a season. Could have worked, because if all the others were good, then you might think, well, okay, this is a bit of a light-hearted one, and It's still shite. Don't get me wrong, beyond belief. But what I'm saying, but they've got 10 episodes a season, and this is one of them.
And you just think.
It's if you're trying to draw people in, if you're trying to draw people in, this is what you start the show with. This absolute. To be fair, now on reflection, and I still thought it was shit, but the first episode now actually is so superior to this 2 and 3, especially 3. If you think about it, it still was rubbish, but in comparison to these 2, actually it wasn't bad. Now, if they did something, if they kept to that kind of level, which is still rubbish, you kind of think, well, all right, it's still shit, but all right. But this is beyond. I can't explain what I was feeling when I was watching this, because you'll probably get your channel banned, because that's how I just can't. I won't be able to vocalize it. But this is where I fell in love with the old sci-fi shows that I used to watch. It doesn't matter what they were, Space 1999 and Blake 7 and it was all the fantasy and the belief, and I loved the action and I loved the storytelling. When I got older, the storylines themselves became more meaningful. Measure of the Man, Drumhead, all of that kind of stuff. Then I got more into that kind of thing. Inner Light, which wasn't about pew pew pew, but it was good stories. All of that worked, so I had a balance of both, if you like. All these great sci-fi shows of the past.
Yeah.
And now we've got, I'm going to prank you, mate, because I'm better than you. That's what it's come down to. So I can't. It's difficult to. Maybe I'm just old, dear. Maybe I should just stop while I'm ahead and just think that that's it for me. But
no.
Why should I?
Why
should I?
No. We shouldn't stop. Like all good franchises, Star Trek has run its course, at least for now. It needs to stop. It needed to stop in 2005, and it needed to be passed on to someone who actually gave a shit. But it wasn't, so it's gone. It's dead. As a franchise, it's got no life. The engine is no longer running. So I would say good storytelling is not dead. Reason I say that is obviously we've got For All Mankind season 5 coming in March on the 27th, and I think I will be reviewing that season of television. I'll also be talking about live streaming it, so get caught up, because you can join me on Watch Nerd as we go through the show. Also, you introduced me to Pluribus, whatever it is. It's so it's I think it's called Pluribus.
Did you finish it?
I finished it. Yeah. Oh, okay. Oh, you're damn right. I finished it, mate. It was a For All Mankind kind of situation where I just binged the fucker as soon as I could. And I have to admit that show captivated me from the very first episode. And it was fascinating watching that unfold. Now, for anyone who hasn't seen Pluribus, I think it's well worth just a watch of the first season, because it's quite captivating. I am keeping up with the chat, by the way. I'm watching the chat. Sorry, I'm being actually nerd. No, absolutely be as nerdish as you want. I'm not a big fan of For All Mankind. Hey, mate, each into their own. I think it's superb sci-fi. It's Ronald D. Moore. Okay, he's very good at what he does. I mean, no disrespect, and I'm not trying to be reductive, but given technological miracles we see the Federation performing, particularly during TNG Voyager, it was so hard that it was too hard, doesn't hold weight. I would say The Expanse was far better than For All Mankind. It depends what you want from your sci-fi. Okay, so I think For All Mankind gives an optimistic what if, okay, about the space program. It makes you yearn to be part of that different universe where space exploration got to kick up the backside. And I like the characters. Not all of the storylines land, okay? Some of them are a bit dull. You have to sit through them. Not everything. I think the show isn't perfect, but I think it's great sci-fi, and I think it's very compelling sci-fi, and I like the style and structure of the show. But Pluribus surprised me, and I like when a show surprises me. Stranger Things season 1 surprised me, and I thought, this is a great show. It didn't stay that way, but it surprised me. Flash forward when it first came out, that show from 2009, so 2010, something around there. Flash forward, it was the show where everyone in the world collapsed at the same time and they all experienced 6 months in the future. It actually has one of the actors from For All Mankind in there. And it was a great concept. It was just poorly executed in the end. It became a little bit like the 4400 in that sense, where it didn't really go anywhere. But a great concept. It surprised me. Pluribus surprised me. And when a show surprises me, and it's actually good, I think, hang on a minute. Isn't it a sad state of affairs that shows are surprisingly good? It's a sad state of affairs, isn't it? When you have to turn around and go, fucking hell, that was brilliant. I love that show. Wow, that's so rare. I mean, that's not what you want to hear, is it? No, it's so rare that I should, God's sake. I'm about to get kicked out because I've seen all of Pluribus, and to me it was a big nothing. The Emperor's New Clothes, you're not getting kicked out, mate. All opinions are welcome here. We respect all opinions here, dude. A couple of interesting ideas and some of self-indulgent nonsense. See, I took some. Everyone can take something different from a show like Pluribus. To me, it was quite compelling because it actually led to me starting to think, okay, fuck, what would I do in that situation? And there's a degree of realism there, certainly with regards to what can happen to the human body after death, and how you have to kind of handle things very quickly before things start happening. There was a lot of I mean the character, is it the Puerto Rican character? I forget his name now. The one of the other guys, the holdout, I forget his name, Manurus, Mancurunus, or brilliant. Yeah. I loved his philosophy on everything. It's like no. I owe this much. I always put this is someone else's house. You're not my mother. That all of that I thought was brilliant. I really enjoyed that show.
He left the money on the car as well, didn't he?
Yes, he did. Yes, when he took the car, he's leaving the money when he's siphoning off the fuel. He's leaving the money.
Yeah, that's it. Oh, that was it. Yeah. Yeah.
Now, brilliant. Pluribus season 1, you can say, well, okay, it was a big nothing, but it's getting a second season, and obviously it's going forward. And I liked the concept in general, but I loved the interactions. between Carol and the
the woman, yeah,
whatever her name was, I can't remember.
yeah, whatever her name was now, yeah.
I've got a terrible memory anyway, but yeah, I loved the interactions between them. I loved the fact that they literally fell out with her, you know, because she did something that they didn't agree with. They literally fell. Carol, our feelings and our feelings for you haven't changed, but we just need some space. It's like
Yeah, it's hilarious. Yeah.
It's brilliant, because there's a certain monotony about the show as well. They really show the monotonous nature of what's going on, you know, and the different, you know. And one thing I really appreciated, and this is not me being a misogynist, okay, and it's not me being a typical male or anything, but they show the difference in physical strength. It's a very accurate representation of female physical strength as well. Because she's not a bodybuilder, she's a writer, okay? And she's having to, drag her human body around at the beginning of the season. She's having to dig a hole, a grave, and
really
it shows,
struggling.
she really struggles. And then she has to cover it later on for other reasons. And it's really accurately portrays that.
Yeah,
you can see her.
It's relatable.
Really,
That's
relatable,
and
it's true. And I often find the best kind of show is accurate and true.
Correct.
Because if you're presenting a falsehood, if she was like slinging those slabs around one-handed and she was a writer and no
you think what else going on here?
You just think, why on earth? So there's things I can appreciate that it does. The story-wise, I was captivated from start to finish. Now, it's not going to be everyone's cup of tea, and I get that.
No.
The Expanse isn't everyone's cup of tea. I still haven't made it through The Expanse. I'm about in season 3.
Okay.
And the reason I didn't make it through The Expanse was personal circumstances at the time. Okay. I was working for a shitty company. I was working for, you know, and I was working for... my job was very depressing, and it nearly killed me mentally. It was I'm in so much better a place, but I was watching The Expanse while I was going through all of that, and The Expanse is a dark show, and it's quite sort of low energy at times, and I didn't have the mental space to be able to finish it. I want to finish it because I want to get through The Expanse. The Expanse, I've heard, is a really great show. You know,
really good.
I want to complete it. I love For All Mankind because, again, it's got that hopeful message. It's got that. It's almost like here's what you could have won, So, Guna, I highly recommend For All Mankind. I really do.
No, I'm definitely watching that. I'm definitely watching it.
And I'd probably do it before. I'd try and get it done before March 27th. So, because if you want to come in on season 5, that would be absolutely brilliant. The Expanse is more real than most others. Yeah, and again, it's because it's a realistic interpretation of where we could go as a species. Star Trek wasn't. It was optimistic.
Yeah, wouldn't say realistic.
Well, it depends.
Maybe
you
never know.
Because I always like First Contact. Okay, the concept in First Contact, the discovery of an extraterrestrial species united humanity in a way that nobody thought possible. Brought people together. And when humans realised, shit, we're actually not alone in this universe. There's more to the world out there. And okay, yeah, problems weren't solved overnight, but you know, it still happened.
Yeah,
humanity
they have to realise how to work together.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That our petty differences didn't matter because
the
universe itself is very diverse.
Yeah.
Matt Ross has entered the chat. What's up, my droogs? He says, excuse me, Matt Ross, fashionably late as always, but Matt Ross has a podcast. Feel free to check out his podcast, Yelling at Gaseous Anomalies. The link is in the description. Matt Ross, pleasure as always to have you here, my friend. Good friend of the channel. So yeah, I am enjoying. There's good sci-fi out there. There's good, compelling stories out there, and I have enjoyed watching For All Mankind, and I have enjoyed watching Pluribus. I have not enjoyed a single iota, a single moment, a single frame of Starfleet Academy, because it is not compelling. It tells falsehoods. It lies. Nothing about it is true. Nothing about it is genuine. Nothing about it is real. It's not even a sincere effort to make to make a Star Trek show. It's not even a concerted effort. It's all about the key jangling and member berries.
Mm.
And I cannot, I'm sorry, but I cannot endorse this show in any way, shape, or form.
Can I ask you a question?
Of course.
Think about this. Okay, you're going to review the whole of season 1.
Yes.
If season 2 goes ahead, actually, I know they've done it, but if it's not cancelled, will you review season 2?
That's a question I need to figure out with my therapist.
Yeah, I thought you might. I thought you might.
Well, the problem is, and Jesus, my voice is starting to go. I'm calling, by the way, about 15 minutes towards the end of the stream.
Yeah.
Because I'm starting to
Flag a bit.
Yeah, well, I'm full of energy, but it's like my lungs. My lungs aren't. Yeah. Season 2 of this show. As it stands right now, I don't think that's going to happen.
No,
I don't think season 2 is going to happen.
It can't.
Now, I don't understand the politics at Skydance. I don't pretend to know at Paramount and what's going on with the merger. I don't pretend to know. I don't have enough information, to be quite honest with you. I could do the research. I really could, but I have a full-time job already, and I've got kids and family, and I don't have time to sit there researching it. It's not my job to research it. I could imagine that if I was in charge at Paramount right now, I would be rather concerned. I've just had a takeover, and if I was Skydance, I would be starting to line people up to get shit canned. I would start with Alex Kurtzman. I would say, look, what you've done is a failed project. We cannot afford these kind of losses, because this show is going to generate a loss. Of course it is. They've spent 10 million an episode, whatever it is. Yeah, that's a good point, actually, Amy. Is it Amy or Amy? I think they allowed Starfleet Academy so they could show the failures and have reason to cancel it. It's a good point, but I'll be honest with you. I think it's been proven that the new Trek project is a failure. It has failed. It is not, it's a merchandising nightmare. Nobody's buying that shit. Nobody, I say nobody, there will be people that are buying it, but in terms of sheer numbers, nobody's buying the Starship Discovery. Nobody wants it. And,
And you can save money on this shit, because you buy com badge and you say, yeah, there it is, there's the shit. Look.
Yeah.
Save yourself loads of money.
Exactly. You have it in a box. Starfleet com badge. Stroke ship. I don't know, mate. I would I review it? That would depend greatly on if the channel would benefit from it.
Yeah, I thought that would be the key thing. Yeah.
To be fair, let's be honest. The big YouTubers are covering this. I was wrong. I assumed they would all walk away from it after a few episodes.
They are, though.
They're still reviewing it. Disparu, Drinker isn't, but he will just do one video and go away now. That's what he tends to do.
Yeah.
That's cool. Gary's still reviewing it. Az is still reviewing it. Disparu's still reviewing it. Bowles Trek, he's reviewing it. And I'm still reviewing it.
Yeah, yeah, and you're getting the numbers.
I am getting the numbers. It's been a massive success. These streams have been crazy successful. But it's a bit of algorithm chasing for me because between Star Trek shows, my channel kind of stagnates in numbers. I'm still around. I still make videos. I still do the live streams, but it stagnates because I don't chase the algorithm. I'm not looking to be a professional YouTuber. I just do this for a bit of fun. Trust me, it's not paying the bills. It's not going to either. I don't think. And along the journey, it's been a great journey. I've met Carlos Bina, guy who directed the Otoy unification short. I've had him on the show. I've spoken to him, and we've messaged.
Your daughter.
Yeah. Well, again, yeah, fantastic. He's been such a lovely gentleman, and I've met some amazing people on this channel. Clayton Rumley, a great author from Manitoba in Canada. Matt Ross has got his own podcast. Sci-fi shipyards. Bloody hell, I could just keep going on and on and on and on and on. All these great creators. Even A Good Place has started YouTube now. And he's admitted he's very, very new to all of it, and he's got a steep learning curve to start making videos. But I've got a great little community here, so that's why I will keep going. Season 2, I just don't know. It depends. My videos are starting to suffer now because the bigger YouTube channels are reviewing it, so people will naturally just gravitate over there. Whereas Strange New Worlds, they all abandoned it, and I was left reviewing it every week, and it didn't. And those, people just don't care. They don't care if they'll come to people for reviews and everything, but they don't care. They don't care about Strange. Nobody cares about Strange New Worlds. Not really. It's got its fan base, but it's like I say in my video, it's probably about 5% of the total Star Trek fan base. People don't like it. They don't care. There's good material in the older stuff. I am hesitant to review the new things as they are so painful to watch. They are. Yeah, absolutely. They are so painful to watch. Ridiculous. But the point is that if Skydance just cancels it at the start, they would make a huge huge issue about it. But if they show the failure, they have evidence. No, absolutely right. You're quite right there. Yeah, it's a very clear-cut example. This show is. To be fair, I have a 50% idea. I have a 50% ideal for Strange New Worlds. Does that mean you like half of it? No, don't get me wrong. It had a better first season than Discovery, and it had a better first season than this shit show. But it very quickly went off a cliff. In season 2.
I'll be honest with you. As much as I disliked Discovery, and I did, right?
Yeah.
But the best part for me, the irony is, the best part of Discovery was the introduction of the Enterprise crew and the Enterprise ship itself. I didn't mind it. I know. Yeah. I was questioning some of the characters or the actors playing some of the characters, but I thought, look, you know what? This looks pretty decent, and yeah. I don't think I knew then that they were going to make a spin-off show with that ship and that crew. And when it was announced, I actually was genuinely excited. Yeah. I'll admit that. I will admit that. Yeah. This is for new Trek. And I thought, all right, Discovery's pants, and I can't stand that individual. You will know very well who that is. However, this looks pretty decent, and I actually am going to look forward to this. And the first season wasn't too bad. It's still not great. I'm not going to sit here and blow some smoke out of its rear ass. I'm not going to rear end. Sorry, I shouldn't say that. But I'm not going to do that. But it wasn't bad. And then, as you said, as you know, one of my favourite characters in New Trek was in it, and they killed him off, which was Hammer. He was so. I loved every scene he's in. I just loved him. And
captured
I thought,
it
wow,
so
you
well.
actually understood Star Trek, and you've got someone who fits the bill to a T. And I was livid. I was mortified at the end. I think it was the end of the season, wasn't it? And he was gone. I thought, what are you doing?
Yeah.
But then I thought, well, they have to do that because they're going to bring Scotty in. It's got to be. No.
No.
We get you.
The
voice. I said that with the greatest of endearment. Trust me, I really did. There was no disrespect.
Oh, of course.
We got, and I just thought this and that turned it. I think that in itself. I mean, there was so much other bad stuff with the way it carried on in season 2, and let's not talk about season 3. But yeah, I think that for me was the nail. I thought, well, you've just destroyed my favorite character. Anything good that's come out of New Trek, I'm done with this. I watch it, but I'm not going to be engaged, really. So it's a shame. I think Zell had said it, and I think Watson as well. And most likely you said they really missed it. Like you said earlier that they missed a trick with Voyager. They could have really made it even better. There were some great episodes, but they could have made it even better. But they really missed a trick with Strange New Worlds. It could have been epic. It could have been the perfect kind of build-up to the original series, done really well as well. And they've absolutely destroyed it by singing, and let's showcase the actors' talents because they're great singers, or really. But, you know, and all of this nonsense of, bang, you're a Vulcan. You know, all of that. It just... And Pike, he's a captain. The way we are tearing, I don't even know her name. You know, this captain, what's her name? In Star Trek Academy, whatever her name is.
Oh,
so I don't even know the
Nala Akai.
Yeah, that one. Yeah. Her, the one that speaks with God knows what in her mouth.
Yeah.
But you have a go at her. But Pike, what they did to him, I can't blame the actor because he can only read the lines. They just put him in the kitchen.
Chef Pike,
all the time.
Yeah.
It's like you're a chef, but you're not going to be pivoting to any of the episodes. Now, whilst I don't mind it when the focus on some episodes were not on Picard and not on Kirk, they did it more in the Next Gen. I mean, the original series was mainly Kirk. It was. I've got to admit that. Kirk, Spock, and Bones. But the Next Gen did have the flexibility and maybe the foresight to say, we're not going to do every single one on Picard. We'll do a Geordie episode, or we'll do a Worf episode.
Data episode, lol.
Right?
Yeah.
No, I don't mind that. But again, remember, there were over 20 episodes in a season.
Yeah.
So you have the flexibility to do that.
Yeah.
Strange New Worlds, you got 10. And I don't remember in the last 2 seasons, especially the 3rd season, if Pike actually featured in the focus was being on him in any of those 10 episodes. I could be wrong, but I don't remember it.
No.
I don't remember it. It was all on the other characters. And Pike actually could have been a really interesting character, DM. Could have been.
100%. And, they did introduce Scotty in season 2, at the end of season 2, yeah. But they brought him in to have Pelia train him and make him awesome. Because Pelia's got to do all the training. The thing is, with Strange New World season 1, okay, I got some shit, and again, I've said this before. I got some shit for the first episode review that I did. I said they missed the point. They also lied. Okay, so they said this show's going to be episodic. This show, we've listened to all the criticism of Discovery and all of that. We're going back to episodic television. They didn't. They did episodic for the first season, maybe now and then. And then season 2 just became previously on Strange New Worlds. Previously on Strange New Worlds. That's not episodic television. That's serialized television. And they went back on what they said that they'd do. And it's just ridiculous. Hello, Reaver of Jill Sandwiches. Hey, guys. Fantastic to have you here, sir. We're not too far from closing up, to be fair. We've got about another 5 minutes because I'm starting to get very, very ill. Very poorly. So, yeah, they lied to us, and then they flipped the script with Strange New Worlds, and it just became a complete farce to the point where people who like Strange New Worlds didn't like season 3, let alone season 2. They hated season 3, and they're going to dislike season 4 even more because they said they're going to go even further down the rabbit hole. And it's going to be even worse. How ridiculous, how stupid of them. And I'm sorry, but I don't mean to be, and this is not meant to be insulting, okay? So if he ever watches this, I don't mean to be insulting. I'm going to say this in the nicest possible way that I can. Akiva Goldsman, you are not very good at what you do. Most of the things that have your name attached to them have failed. So I would suggest you stop. Akiva Goldsman, you're not good at what you do. Alex Kurtzman, you are very good at what you do. You destroy things. You mash things up and destroy things. And you've completely destroyed Star Trek as a franchise. You think... And one thing you never do, Alex Kurtzman, you never attack your customers. You never, ever tell them that they are this or that, or that they are bad people. You never claim that they're too
That's what Neil Druckmann did.
Yeah, exactly. You never, ever, ever claim that your customers are fucking idiots and don't ever know what it is they're actually buying, because the customers know better. They have known better for many, many years. You don't ever tell your customers that they never got the memo about what Star Trek is. Akiva Goldsman, give up. Alex Kurtzman, just give up and go away. And Paramount, Skydance, will continue to work with Otoy. Please continue that work, because that work is precious. The Roddenberry archive is precious. However, will you keep Star Trek off the air for a few years? Bring back Star Trek writers to train and mentor young people, young writers, and properly coach them on how to write decent sci-fi, or help bring in sci-fi writers. You know, hell, even get Seth MacFarlane in. Give him the franchise. He's already proven he can do it. There's no better resume than the Orville. As far as I'm concerned, you could do 1,000,001 things differently, and you could save the franchise. And one thing I will close on just saying here, Guna, and you know, let me know if you do agree.
Just before you do that, just I think some of the chaps in the chat are talking about A Measure of Mercy being quite good. Actually, that wasn't a bad episode. I think that's when Pike has a future self, doesn't he? He comes and shows him the ways of how something will go if you do this decision differently. It's not,
I'm not saying, you know, again, they had some good episodes. It did. It had some good episodes.
Sorry, I've interrupted you. Beg your pardon.
What was I going to say?
Oh, I'm so sorry.
No, it's okay. There's 1,000,001 ways that they could save the franchise, but it's not going to get any better. So stop what you're doing. Cut it out. Shelve it. Do whatever you need to do. Like what you're gonna like. Yeah, that point's just disappeared. It's been erased out of my mind. So, there was a. If you've liked the stream so far, then please hit that like button. That will really help the channel. And if you aren't already subscribed, please subscribe. I just want to say, there's 1,000,001 great ideas out there. There's 1,000,001 great TV shows. Don't waste your time on Starfleet Academy. It is not Star Trek. It's never going to be Star Trek. These people aren't making Star Trek for you. They're making pseudo Trek for them, and to prop themselves up. And I'm sorry, Robert Picardo, you have attacked fans and called them, and you called them names. You have called yourself out as a complete idiot. You have fans, for God's sake. You have long-time Star Trek fans, and you've just attacked them. Who the hell do you think you are? Who the hell do you think you are, sir? You call us racists, homophobes, any name under the fucking sun. You don't know us. We know Star Trek. You appeared in it. We're the fans. We understand. We live and breathe this stuff every day. Every day we have the encyclopedias. We have the fact files. We do our research. We know what we're doing. Yes, it's just a TV show. It's just a franchise. Of course, it's just a franchise. But we're fans of it because it inspired us. And you turn around and attack us. How dare you? How dare you attack us? You have no right to do that whatsoever. And you can. I'm sorry, but you can shove your opinion up your ass. I liked your character in Voyage. I did. I liked
him.
I liked him. But I mean, I don't care about him as a person. I no longer give a shit about actors as people.
No, neither do I.
Unless I get to know them. I don't care what their politics
They're
are.
strangers at the end of the day.
They are. They're just people that appear on screen. I'm a stranger to a lot of people.
Yeah, exactly.
But you destroy. At the end of the day, what you've done is you've attacked your fans.
It's so bad.
You never do that. Neil Druckmann, like you say, Neil Druckmann did that.
He did the same.
You know, and Star Wars, Doctor Who, Russell T Davies, J.J. Abrams, Kathleen Kennedy.
Oh,
all of these people.
Gone.
Yeah, all of these people, all of these so-called creatives attacking fans. Never do that. Never.
Can I have one positive thing to say?
Of course.
And I could be very, very wrong because I'm trusting on new Star Wars, but they did release a trailer of the new Darth Maul animation show that's coming out on April the 6th.
Oh, yeah.
The trailer looked pretty decent, to be fair. I did like it, and I know I'm not saying that everyone here is a Star Wars fan, but it's been so poor for so many years. But this animated show does look good. Now you can't make anything from a minute and a half trailer,
No.
but at least the way they've made him look and the action sequences that they showed in it, it looked pretty decent. So I will be watching that. I will give that a go.
Yeah, and I'm not discouraging anyone from watching anything, but I am saying to you, if you are a fan of OG Star Trek and you're not one of these fans of the brand, you're a fan of good television, do not watch Starfleet Academy. It's a waste of time. You'll be wasting your life. And I can I can give you a review of every episode if that's what I have to do. That's what I have to do. I enjoy the process. I enjoy the comments. I enjoy doing YouTube, but I don't enjoy watching that show. I get nothing from it. Absolutely nothing from it whatsoever. Look, guys, I'm going to end the stream there because I'm absolutely exhausted and I'm very ill. So I want to say a big thank you to everybody who's liked this stream, who has hit subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you so much to everybody for coming along. I'm sorry it's gone low energy and I've gone really croaky. What's on your hat? It's NX01, my friend.
Nice.
NX01. It's backwards, but that's because the image is flipped. It's actually the right way round. Yeah, it's the NX01. It's my Star Trek hat. So, yeah, sleep. Yeah, definitely. It's coming up to midnight here. So, yeah, thank you so much to everybody for joining the stream. I love doing 10 Forward. It's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. And I will be back next week, same time, same place. Guna, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you for having me always. I know I don't do the whole thing, but thank you so much for having me. Thank you for the amazing people in the chat. And thank you for, again, I say it all the time and I will say it again, thank you for letting me be part of this amazing community. Amazing people, just wonderful. Made a massive difference in my life where things have not been great, still not great, but this gives me that escapism and I'm indebted. Truly indebted. Thank you so much to all of you.
Yeah, I really appreciate you all. I really love you all to bits. I'm just sorry I can't stay on longer. You look after yourselves. You look after one another.